So yeah, we lost power, and we had to just kind of fight on and go without. And I basically meant I couldn't finish the stream yesterday, so we didn't get to wrap up Kung Fu Cup yesterday. We just sort of went black. Everything went black. My ears blew up because my audio mix went poof. And yeah, that was that. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't really do anything else. That was about 24 hours ago. So today we were originally going to cast the WardiTV Team League replays. I think what we're going to do instead is we are going to... Yeah, I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to cast the Kung Fu Cup replays. I mean, I say I think we're definitely going to do this. We're going to cast the Kung Fu Cup replays that we missed, including the Game 3 of Shin, because that was a great series until we got kicked out of it. So we're going to cast that, and then we're probably going to do a few games to kind of wrap up a couple of Team League matches, and that's probably going to be it. And I'm not sure if we're going to stream more Team League or not. Yeah, like, I have a couple of days free next week, but I kind of just fancy having a couple of days off ahead of, like, Team League playoffs and then, like, a busy April in general. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll do at least probably a couple of Team League matches today to get some more results in and to kind of narrow down what's happening. I'll probably just fill some results in as well to get the final standings and stuff, too. But, yeah, we'll see what we get done today to begin with. We're going to be live for, like, 3.5 hours. I want to go live a bit earlier, but I went out with Ellie, and because it's replays, I was not really on a schedule today, and hence I just sort of got back with the pupper from the beach, and now here we are. So, that's what's happened. That's what's going on. Again, I appreciate you all hanging out with us and being here. Hope you're having a great day. And let's get ready to cast some games. So, yeah, we're just going to pick up with where we left yesterday. So, if you remember, or if you weren't here, then unfortunately, you can join us in Game 3. Of Kira and Shin. It's 1-1 in this best of 3. It's the semi-finals, and yeah, they just played a banger of a game too, where Shin just about edged Kira out to get back into the game on Mothership. So let's take a dive into Game 3 of this series. Now, I already casted the first some amount of minutes of this. It was not super far in. We're in for a little bit, but not for ages, so we'll just cast it from the start so we have a coherent Game 3, because this was a very good series. It might be one I put on YouTube and such. I'd like to, just basically have this game be coherent instead of picking up from like 4 minutes in or wherever it is we crashed out. You'll see why I crashed out, because I'm sure it'll say that I left the game. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what we're doing. So, yeah, let's dive in. So in the top left, Kira is our blue Terran player, and he takes on the red Zerg in the bottom right-hand side. Shin, also known as, well, he renamed it Ragnarok for a bit for some fun. But we already explained this over the course of the full best of 3 recasting, so I'm not going to deep delve into that any further. I'm going to get into this TVZ and see what happens. So the other semi-final in this event is Clem versus ByuN. So that's going to be the second semi-final up. I have not watched any of these games. I've not seen the results, actually, so I don't know how this goes. But, so yeah, for me, it's going to be an adventure with you guys as well. And yes, so what was happening, as you can see right now, is that Kira is opening multi-racks Reaper, and he's actually going to go Reapers this game as well. This is one of the things I remember, because early in this series, game 1 of the series, he went multi-racks at the front, and he went Marines instead of Reapers. But in this game, he actually does go Reapers, so he's actually going to get into, some Reapers here, and get this set up and kind of play from that. And, yeah, we'll see if that is something he's able to make work and get some value out of. There's going to be seeing a hatch gas pull coming up from Shin. Do you think Kira gets into some strong positions in, like, the first 5 to 15 minutes of the game? But Shin actually really dragged himself back into it yesterday. A lot of constant attempts to try and basically play the... A lot of times to basically play a lot of run-bys and so on, but like they were actually pretty well defended by Kira, but in the grand scheme of things, it was still Mr. Shin. He was able to win out with a lot of attempts on Mothership to finally get through in the end. It was honestly a really cool game number 2. Reaper is going to get in, and is going to get a drone here, so the first Reaper is actually going to succeed pretty quickly, which is great when you're going for multiple more Reapers, because it just means, you get off to a good start, and there's more chance that these Reapers then kind of navigate you to even more damage a bit further down the line, so like I say, a pretty solid beginning here as you see the couple of Reapers hopping up. Is going to go after some Lings. The Queens get bopped around a few moments as well. And Reapers continue to chase drones. Taking some damage, nothing too major. And the Reapers pulling back around. Ling speed finishing up soon. The Queen and a couple of Lings and the drones still coming about. The Reapers will be there, getting pushed away once again by the Queens. And like I say, these Reapers obviously just want to try and do as much as possible. There'll be a triple CC behind all of this on the side of Cure, so he's going to play big economy, 3 command centers. Probably get some Hellions on the way sometime soon as well, I would imagine, in the grand scheme of things here. As we get all set up. Reapers hop up, Reapers hop back down. We got the lair just starting, so Shin is going to go into this 2-base lair once more, which is very similar. Very akin to what we saw him doing in the earlier games of this series as well. One of the games, he got forced to take a very late third base in game 1. He went into lair. The first game was just very strange in general, because he kind of played 2-base roaches because he was kind of forced to, and Q played this kind of multi-racks marine pressure opening, so he was also kind of slow to get going. Everybody was just kind of slow to get going in that first game of the series, and yeah, it was definitely a funky start. I guess we might see some Hellions, but we're actually just going to see the one Hellion out. Instead, we're actually going to focus those add-ons. Just keep them on the barracks and just going to crank Marines. Now, that's going to be fine. There's not going to be a lot of Lings here. There's Ling speed, but the main intent is, obviously, as you can see right now, a Roach Horn. That's about halfway done, so Roaches continuing through. And, yeah, this is the part where I think I, this is the part where I think I I got kicked out of. So yeah, that was it for me. This is what we saw up to. So yeah, everything from here is me seeing it for the first time, which is why I just wanted to cast from the start. No point joining in 4 minutes deep and starting a cast when we could just go from the beginning. So yeah, a few Lings continue back out. Reapers and the Hellion just going to continue away. And we'll see our Roaches and the Roach speed continue to come through. Just going to see our Hatchery finishing up as well. And yeah, we continue by for the moment. This Overseer is going to come for a little flyby. Try to see what's going on. Marines are going to get there. The Overseer are going to get turned. The Changeling gets picked off already. I'm just going to be seeing the Overseer is going to hang around for a couple of moments. So Overseer hanging about, and the Roach number increasing. That Stim Pack is about to kick in here on the side of Cure as well. So just getting that up and running. Get that Stim on the way. And then, like I say, a couple more medevacs are coming about. This Engineering Bay, making a couple of Engineering Bays down onto the natural, get those into play as well. And these Marines get across. They are also going to grab themselves an Overseer right there. They're able to make some pickoffs. Very nicely done for the moment. And then we do have medevacs and Marines and a combat shield upgrade and a siege tank. Continuing to build in right now. I'm just going to be having the Engineering Bay coming up. A couple more depots and the SCVs continue to come about as well. And just have ourselves, yeah, Marine tank continue to build on through. Just going to be seeing the Marines, the Reaper and the Hellion continue to push forward down to the bottom side of the map as well. So again, we continue to make this pressure out down to the south. A couple of extractors are going to go down here as well. It's just going to throw those into position for the moment as well. And yeah, Reaper Hellion Marine Force is going to step through, and that's going to be an Overlord that gets caught. It's going to go down. The few Roaches still going to try and step forward for a couple of moments. Another grenade going down to keep the Roaches at bay over the next few seconds. And just going to be seen again. 1-on upgrades, the combat shield coming through. Marines, the tank, the barracks continue to come around. Just going to see those medevacs loading up, and they're going to peel out over to the right side. So they peel out over here. Medevacs gathering, and just having ourselves again the 1-on upgrades, the combat shield. Continuing to produce through for the moment. 3 additional barracks will continue to come about. We just have the medevacs, like I say, all the way over to the right. Going to unload and have a look to see where else they can take things over the next few moments. A little cancellation on this hatchery, so it's going to be nice to see the medevacs and Marines already seeing some success. Look at Shin just straight through to Infestors. 4 of them on the way, Hive on the way up, switching toward melee upgrades. He's got obviously a big intention of kind of switching the direction of this game away from the Roach style into the more kind of Ling Infestor. So kind of seeing that starting up at the moment here. As we do see the medevacs loading, and we're just going to be seeing those Roaches continuing through, picking up a couple of those Marines. Infestor still moving around for a little bit, so again trying to see where else we can go to for a little while. It's going to seem the Marines going to fight. A couple of Roaches are going to be there to fight back. The Medivacs load. We scan about. Again, seeing the Roach Ravager moving through for a little bit. I always find these kind of early Roach into just abandoning the Roach kind of play very interesting, because you make a fair amount of investment. Like in this case, we built like 15, 16 Roaches, and obviously you'll get some Ravagers out, and they're still the majority of the army. It feels like there's so many flimsy moments for Ragnarok or Shin, sorry, in these moments where, like right now, over the past minute, if Kira just started pushing more heavily, I do think it's difficult for Shin to survive. And obviously a big part of how he does survive is looking toward the Infestors and their fungal growths and what they can provide to the, the situation, basically. So I look toward that and I think, okay, well, yeah, the Infestors can definitely, be a big factor. They can definitely do a lot. But if the fungals don't land and you actually get into position as Kira, I feel like it's very difficult for Shin to deal with. Now, we're on the edge of Shin maybe being okay. You can see the Ultras are coming up, Adrenal Glands, +2 Carapace, and the melee upgrade all coming into play. Going to be seeing a few other units coming across as well as the Bio and the tanks and the Medivacs will continue to join together. That one Infestor looking for the chance to drop the fungal down. That's going to catch a bunch of units. Good group of fungals, and that is going to be clearing up right there for the moment. So getting a lot done on that. See the Bio units coming back across, going to get that Roach for a couple seconds. And now going to finish off the Spine Crawl and get into this mineral line and just start working for some additional drones. We have about 3 workers. And we see Kira is going to get pushed back off of this in the end. So pushed away, not too much harm done. I'm just going to be seeing the Infestors, the Ravagers, the Roaches regathering out the front. I mean, at this point, I think we're going to successfully see our transition through the next phase of this game, which is going to mean the Ultras, which is going to mean those additional upgrades, all these bits and pieces which are going to do a lot to benefit you here, kind of in the grand scheme of the game, are definitely coming online. So that's a big factor starting up right now. We've got the Drilling Claws to accompany things here as well, so bring that Drilling Claws through. And the Medivacs is going to take a chance to move about a little bit as well. So moving around there for a few moments. Just seeing the Bioforce coming back across. I mean, Shin, to me, has moved himself up nicely into the later stage of the game. What I don't love for Kira is what is he doing? No Ghost Academy, no Liberators, nothing to kind of really progress this game in terms of his tech. And with Ultras and Infestors out, I actually do feel that these next couple of moments could be very rough for Kira. And Shin starts to attack on forward. Some Lings and Ultras on the bottom side. Going to run in, get a bit of bio over there as well. Big fungal growth landing on a group of units here in the center. I mean, those are some mega fungals. The only thing I will say we're missing is obviously Banelings. Could have crashed into that, would have done a lot. In the end, the Ultra can't chomp through enough to take advantage of the mega fungals, but we do force a lift on the command center. 20 SCVs went down, and Shin still trades overall pretty decently. So has an army left over at the end of this as well. That one Banshee is very annoying. We do not have a reasonable way to really stop that Banshee from being active right now, so Banshee just continues to go to town and get to work, and we'll continue to hit through as much as possible. A few more Ultras, the Vipers continue to come up and into play right then. And, the +2 melee and the Baneling speed, +3 Carapace. Seeing some of the extra bits and pieces continue to come through as well. Alright, the 3-3 still coming about. The rest of this continue to come on the line for a little bit. Marines going to get after a couple more drones. 4 workers going down immediately. Just going to be having the 3-3 and a couple of Medivacs continuing up. Widow Mines on the way. The Depot's coming online as well. Continue to get that into play. Let's do melee upgrade. Still taking a long Overlord speed. Going to finish up as well. These Banes is going to be grabbed. Nice little grab. Obviously, Bane speed only just now about to finish, so we've been kind of playing without that. It's going to be kicking in over the next few moments, and we'll have that Bane speed active and ready to go. So a couple more shots coming about, trying to see a bit more of what else is going on. And Bane Ultra Ravager continuing through. A little bit of the bio pulling back for a couple moments as well. We're just still diving through. The Lings are going to try and get forward there. The Overseer is going to be overhead. Going to clean up those Marines and Marauders. A couple SCVs going down. We continue to fight our way through this. The Bioforce coming across as well. Just turn away. 6 SCVs have fallen. Seen those dropping out of there, pulling away. Infest coming up. Lings and the Spire coming through as well. Continue to get that going. That scan coming down. A couple corrosive files getting in after the command center. Ultra's going to make a move forward into these few Marauders. Marauders doing their job. A couple of Widowmine shots going in after some Banelings. Banelings continue to get hit into. Now there's Ultra. And taking some damage as well. A few more Widowmine shots. The Overseer going down. Ultras will be continuing to take some hits. Another Ravage off to the side. A couple of Zerglings going to get boomed up by those Widowmines as well. So just going to have both those mines on the way through for the moment. So again, we get that on the go. Command center comes down the left-hand side. Going to drop into that bottom left-hand corner. And again, a couple of Ultras, the few Corruptors, the Banelings and the Lings. All of that continue to build at the moment as the Burrow upgrade and the rest of this continue on through. Fire will shoot the Ling Bane getting turned back around the other side. Shin holding on nicely. My concern for Shin will be that Hua is establishing up to 5 bases. And yes, we've done a bit of work to try and delay this and deny it, but at the end of the day, Q is still on a base count that's going to be very solid for the Terran for the foreseeable future. The good news is obviously this bottom left base towards Shin's kind of triangular base. Towards Q's triangle base. It's a good distance. There's a definite kind of runaround potential of where Shin, if he pushes the bottom left, could also hit a big group of units to the top side, and that's quite the army split for Q to match. And it's quite a distance to cover, so it's not like you can just fight one place, pull back, and damn, you're in defensive position to deal with the other position as well, right? So, you are going to see these Corruptors moving forward, the orbital commands, under fire, a few corrosive biles coming up. Oh wow, we actually rain the biles from downtown onto these medevacs, so a bunch of damage gets taken by those just initially. And the bile will fire down as well. Those Corruptors will continue to hit those medevacs, a little bit more bio pushing forward, Widow Mines chasing in as well. Continue to see what else we can do right now. He's going to be seeing the Corruptors, the Lings, the Banes, the Ravages continuing to press in at the moment. So we continue to chase across. Another Widow Mine looking to aim itself at the Lings. Bio army splitting up. A few more SCVs coming about. And again, Ling Bane Ultra plus 3 melee continue to come through as the extra Marine Marauder medevac force builds up as well. Take a moment or two of calm. I mean, Shin probably looking to set up another couple fights into these positions. We do see the Great Aspire from him. Typically in CVTs like this, you get maybe one round of Broodlords to kind of swing with, kind of a bit of a momentum break, force a unit shift out of the Terran. You typically don't get to go into Broodlords multiple times over, most notably. As we are going to be seeing the Ling Bane Ravager. Thinking about getting up that ramp. Not going to go up there just yet, though. Extra Lings coming through, the Spine Crawlers, Dropper Lords as well, all of those being brought about. A couple of Widow Mines going off onto a few Zerglings. The mines continue to land for a little while. Now a little bit of bio just moving back around. Just going to be seeing a couple of Widow Mines are going to spread themselves out and get ready to set ourselves off on this bottom side. I mean, this is the new issue for Shin, is that this base now comes with kind of the bottom left base comes with another base. The bottom left is becoming very solid. I think he needs to try and deny that upper base to at least say, okay, well, you're not 6 bases, you're just 5. Or you do deny the bottom left. But I think that's going to be more difficult to do because Q seems to have quite a foothold positioned here. There's a lot of mines set up as well. Shin says he just don't care. He's going to roll in. Let's see what we can do. Well, Overseer is actually doing a great job of baiting a bunch of the mine shots onto something that is, well, plain and simply just not them. No, not the main group of units, not the Banes and so on. So that's a big factor. We're going to see the Lings unloading in this main base. barracks, the tech labs, everything's starting to go down, so I love that little counter drop. I said maybe hit that forward base, but you know what? Hitting the main, shutting some production down is another good way to distract the Terran and get some value at this point in the game as well. However, this army is massive and pushing through right here. Shin's going to lose a base. Like I say, the Lings across the map are still to be dealt with. We have a couple crows of Biles coming down. How many medevacs have died from Biles this game? It's been a substantial number. Considering that is something that is typically very dodgeable, it's been a lot going on. We see the Bio pulling back through the bottom side. Again, lots of spines set up, Banes, Ultras continuing to morph in. The additional Lings coming up as well. Just for now, you can see this hatchery coming through as well. The few Dropper Lords will make their way along. Shin on that bottom side. Just going to see a couple Lings splitting about. Just going to be splitting again. Another Widow Mine going on to a few Zerglings already, and the rest of this Bioforce still trying to head down into that bottom left-hand corner. Ling, Bane, Ravager, Ultra continues to come up and get working here just for a few moments. A couple of Banes begin to connect in. Just going to be seeing the Widow Mines still lining up a few shots as well as we continue to push our way into this and trying to decide what else we can do. So off we go. Again, the Marine Marauder Medevac coming about. Lings and the Ultras all coming around. Just going to see those Corruptors coming over as well. And that's going to be bottom left-hand base getting denied too. So big wins from Shin. He is going to start taking the hits in the top right. Kira recognizes, hey, I can't just let my bottom left go down and not be doing anything about it. So he does do something about it. He hits the top right. He's going to knock Shin's economy down too. Hoping he can do enough damage to at least kind of force Shin into a rough position. Shin running in with that Ultra. It goes down pretty quickly, but these units are going down. There's not enough medevacs to evacuate, so some units will fall. And Kira's supply plummets in the end of the day here. Shin's supply is looking great. I mean, he's had good economy the whole way through. He still has 84 drones. And it's been a very commanding kind of hold of this game from Shin, where he's just maintained a lot of control through this, just kind of through and through. He's been absolutely spot on in that regard. And these Ultras and the Lings still chasing down. This is something just a lot. I mean, the Fungal basically lock these units down to really allow this fight to happen. Obviously, you chase forever, you're going to give those units up, but it's also just a single Ultra that's running around after these Bioforces, so it's not really the end of the world or anything. Yeah, not really the end of the world. Just having the couple spines, the Lings, the Corruptor, the Ultras, the Infesta, all continue to produce. Marine Marauder, Liberator, Widow Mine's on the way. Just going to see our Bio still pushing to the 6 o'clock position. ByuN's going to get there. Zergling goes down. It's going to be seeing some Lings and some Ultras going to dive in at the top. The Orbital lifts off over there as well. Widow Mine's looking to line up onto the Zergling. He's just going to grab a couple right off the bat on that. Again, a bunch of extra Lings still coming through. The hatchery coming online. The Lings and the Ultras and the Banes will chase forward once again. Widow Mine is going to aim, is going to smash into a few Banelings as well. Continue to chase upward. The Bioforce is there once more. Again, a couple of mules retreat back out of this, and we are going to see one more scan coming down just to try and see what else is going to happen. The Lings and the Ultras still chasing up. The Corruptors pushing forward as well. The Zerglings trying to see what else is going on. The Overseer hanging around also. Just take a couple more moments to figure out where things will go. Widow Mine shot or so coming through. The Ultras are going to just dive through. The Liberator sets up. Going to see a couple Fungals coming down as well. So again, just trying to find a little more through all of this. Again, those Ultras are going to come running back. Pio is still down 60 supply, and Shin is still re-establishing control of the bases in the top. I think as long as that's happening, we basically have an idea of where this game is going. These ByuNs are super low HP, and the reality is that they're not going to last forever on that HP. The unit's still counterattacking as well. I mean, okay, sure, this is not the prettiest situation. But as the Ultras go down, the Lings at this point are going to be great because the Bio is just beaten down. There's not that many medevacs to do the healing. There's actually very Marauder heavy as well, which means that Lings do not die as quickly as they might do if there were a few more Marines there. It is going to be Shin to take the 2-1 victory over Kua. Quite a cool final game of this series. Like I said, this is such a really good series, which is why it was a really good game 1 and 2, which is why I wanted to finish the series, because actually it was just great anyway. And the game 3 kind of lived up to expectation a little bit as well, so yeah, very cool match. Just a very cool match through and through. Just great games. Not much more to add to it. Alright guys, what we're going to do, we're going to run some ads, first of all, first of all, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you being here, and obviously, sorry yesterday ended so abruptly. I did not expect everything to go black, the lights to go out, and for us to be done for the day either. So, yeah, it was crazy. Like the power in the whole city went out. This was not just like my street or something. Like the whole city went down, and like we decided to take Ellie to like the park to like it's like 5 minutes down the road. So we drove there instead of walking there. So we decided to take Ellie to the park to make the most of the power being out, right? So we drove, and all the traffic lights are out because literally the entire city's power is down. So, yeah, like, this is really crazy. Because usually if, like, the power goes out, it's, like, maybe your street or, like, a small area. But, like, the entire city was, like, down. And it's, like, it was really weird. Like, traffic lights out, all the alarms going off. It was a bit, it was a bit strange. It was like that for, like, an hour. So, yeah, just unfortunate timing. I was doing a good stream. I was sitting there thinking, why couldn't this happen during Team League, you know? And at least Team League already sucks half the time. Yeah, my turn to miss some Team League. Apparently not, though. All right, real talk. We're going to be moving through into this next game in a few moments. Getting ready to party on. Cool. So yeah, we will go into ByuN vs Clem, which is the other semi-final. Then we'll go into the finals, which will be the winner of this versus Shin. And we will, like I say, just kind of work from that point as we get that underway. Cool. Alright, ads are done, which means we're good to go. Just want to make sure we've got the ads clear. Doing replays, we're obviously in no rush to get through them, per se. So yeah, let's go into the second semi-final, guys. What was an exciting naming lineup, as we have in semi-final number 2 of the Kung Fu Cup Weekly number 3. It is going to be Terran versus Protoss is in the top left. The blue Terran representing the Shopify Rebellion will be ByuN. He takes on the red Protoss. In the bottom right from Team Liquid, of course, it is Clem. Let me just jump onto one of the beautiful observer cams that obviously were still there because they got casted yesterday and they were all in the game, which just makes it a bit easier for us. Nice as Clem, nice as ByuN. As the workers cross pathways early. I believe that means that ByuN wanted to go and maybe engineer and Bay block. I don't know what that means. I think it says like GG Bong. And then Clem just laughs. Yeah, I'm not sure. That one's lost on me, unfortunately. As we just get set, I'm just going to be having the racks coming through. Just going to get the gateway and the probe, continue to build up for a couple of moments. And get this ready to rumble. Clem changed to toss. Clem has played Protoss versus Terran for every single professional match for coming up to a year and a half now. So he plays Protoss versus Terran in every single versus Terran series. He doesn't play TVT anymore. So in that regard, yes, he has changed to TOS. As we come about this probe, heading across for a few moments, trying to see a bit of what's going on initially. And we look to see what will happen. TOS adopted Clem. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I still find it very fun watching him play the Protoss versus Terran. Yes, he's very good at the matchup, first of all, which is obviously nice, but secondly, it's really cool to be able to never have mirror matchups when Clem is playing, I guess. It's a nice thing. It makes me realize just how we don't see as many TVTs because a lot of time we cast on Clem, but we actually avoid Clem TVT because he plays PVT, so it's actually funny how that works. It's going to be having the extra barracks coming up. It's going to be a 3-Rex from ByuN to start this off. He is expanding, obviously, just on the in-base, so a little bit of an expansion, but like I say, just a little bit safe. And just going to be doing it with a 3-Rex behind it, so very powerful follow-up. Lots of ByuNs on the way. And I will say, ByuN was one of the players that really always struggled with Clem's Protoss, playing TVP. But more recently, Clem's Protoss has been a bit shaky, and I think ByuN's TVP has also improved. So I actually do think, looking at this, that this is a game where you really got a chance to kind of take Clem down. I think in current form, I actually do not mind ByuN's chances at all of knocking Clem down here in this semi-final, which is why I was really, which is kind of why I was really excited to cast this yesterday, and then obviously we didn't get to, which is part of the reason why I was actually motivated to cast the replays of this today, because I actually do want to see how this goes down. Because like I say, to me, ByuN's TVP has been on the improved kind of side of life, so we'll see what happens. In recent turning, Clem played TOS in all matchups. I mean, yeah, in WardiTV Mondays, he played Protoss against Lambo. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think that means that people should be asking. Like, I would understand that if Clem was playing against a Zerg right now, and that's unusual, but like, right now he's playing the matchup he's played PVT as forever, and he played TV Terran in the rest of the games on this one, so yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, we just get set up. Just going to be having ourselves battery and the pylon coming through for a few moments. Next coming around. That blink is going to be finishing very shortly. The observer continue to come up. We just got ourselves a couple of probes, the Nexus, all of that continuing through over the next little bit of time. Yeah, I think it was only the Lambo match. Maybe he played pros in round 1, but I don't actually think that that's super uncommon. A lot of pros actually off-race in round 1 of the Open Cups if they have a severe MMR advantage, you know? So, yeah. I mean, let's be fair. Clem's Protoss is very good. And, like, he may have lost to Lambo in that series, but he still took a map. And he was, you know, he obviously plays Protoss on the ladder to practice sometimes. Like, his Protoss is up there in all the matchups. But, I mean, players are allowed to change up and do different things and try a different race. Like, it's a weekly cup, you know? They're not bound to playing the absolute tip-top StarCraft. There's a reason you shouldn't take the weekly cups as, like, gospel in terms of who is absolutely the best right now, too, you know? This is an SCV pull, so back to action here, as I don't know if Clem's really aware of how aggressive this is going to be. His battery is extremely far forward, which is concerning because it means that you're just going to bypass that battery pretty much because Clem can't afford to defend that far forward. No force fields to buy time. That would have been the real killer here. If he had a couple of force fields available, one force field on this ramp already is going to help a lot, but is it going to be enough? Robo facility going down before we will see a second Immortal. Immortal that's on the high ground is going to maybe die to SCVs. The SCVs drilling and they get it. The SCVs take down the Immortal. And just like that, Clem will be in trouble. He blinks to the low ground probes. Had to be pulled in. We haven't lost too many probes yet. And the Marine count now going down. Okay, the question overall here is going to be when ByuN reinforces, does Clem have a realistic way to hold a wave of reinforcements? I actually think the answer is just yes. I actually think just pure gateway units, because he's on 4 gates, and he has a good economy behind this right now. Okay, that was not good. That was a horrible blink as well to try and get himself out of trouble. Did him absolutely no favors at all. So he loses a few more Stalkers. That's going to give ByuN a little bit more of an army edge. But I actually do think Clem is in an alright position. Like, he's got so much economy. Charge is about to be done. And ByuN has nothing but bio units. No factory, no starport behind this. There's no splash damage follow-up. There's no healing follow-up. There's nothing to support this bioforce, which means it's just going to be more and more bio and just trying to overwhelm. Like I say, that's why losing 2 or 3 stalkers is actually really bad for Clem, because it really invites you to be more overwhelmed more easily in a scenario where maybe you could have had a few more units and every unit is likely going to count for a lot. Observer gets scanned and caught. That's massive because Clem does not see the 4th and 5th barracks. It means he does not know exactly what the situation is or the fact it's another round of this SCV pull already. So Clem is, like I say, playing a little bit in the dark right away here and has to go figure this out. Well, let's see. The Stalkers have to blink back. ByuN's army supply is good. Clem has got a robo back online and he is now building into the Immortal here. So you never lost the robo, just lost power to it. The big difference now is going to be force fields available. So you can force field this army in half on the natural. We're going to lose the battery here. Mortal about to finish. Stalkers obviously provide a lot of damage over time and at distance before this army can really get close. I think those are kind of all parts of this which are going to be favoring you big time here as Clem. Yeah, force fields are just a bit too good. If he had these force fields originally, he would have never really been in danger. So it does look as though Clem is going to be taking the opening game of this series with a defense. ByuN going to say a GG. It got a little scary, but it was just so committed from ByuN. It had to do so much damage, and it did a lot. It just didn't do enough, and I think especially didn't knock enough probes down. Like, he essentially traded his whole bio army for a good portion of the Protoss army, and if you do that while also killing the entire natural mineral line, and Clem is really struggling to build afterward because his economy's gone, brilliant. But he just didn't do that, right? Like, he didn't actually get that economic damage to go alongside everything else that he did. And I think that lack of economic damage there is the real issue and the real problem that kind of comes to bear at the end of the day. Yeah, I think that's a rough one. Do I think Clem will be the first 3-race Lanning Pro? I have no idea, man. Like, maybe, if he wants to start playing some Zerg, but there's no way it makes sense to start playing a 3rd race. Like, there's a point where it's like StarCraft has to really stabilize so heavily to get to a point where you can justify playing a 3rd race, I think. Alright, let's go into Tourmaline for a second map here. Picked up Protoss for a specific reason. I think at the end of the day, like, he was already playing Protoss and he was already probably good at the PvT, and he realized, hey, I can probably expand this into, like, being really good in the PvT. I'm sure he already plays some amount of Zerg as well as his off-race, but it's so difficult to get... The thing with picking up Protoss, and especially playing, like, PvT, is your understanding of TVP carries you so much, right? And that's what I think the difference is that being able to understand the matchup so heavily from the Terran perspective helps out with so many of the gaps that will be in your knowledge from the Protoss perspective. So I think that's kind of a big point to keep in mind, is that, like, playing off-race against your main race is actually significantly easier because you already know the other side of the matchup. That when you're playing your main race, you're meant to learn the other side of the matchup in theory anyway, to understand what they want to do and what you're trying and what they are trying to achieve, and so on and so forth, you know? So yeah, I think that's a thing to think on too. That so you're essentially saying his best chance of playing Zerg is to play ZVT, but then his Protoss is already good if he doesn't want to play TVT. Yeah, it would take some significant changes, I think, so... Yeah, that crossover of understanding in the matchup really just does go such a long way. StarCraft 2 is such a game of information being drilled into you and understanding, like, exactly how fights want to play out. Because obviously if you understand how fights want to play out... Sorry, let me get the observer set up. If you understand how fights want to play out from your point of view, you also understand how you don't want fights to play out, and hence you understand how fights want to play out from the opponent point of view, right? So it's being able to understand that other side is kind of a big deal. And you seeing the SCV pulling through the probe. And we get nibbled at. What did we just cancel? 31 minerals cancel. Engineering bay block. No, what did we just cancel? I just heard something cancel. He's lost 31 minerals. 31 minerals is a canceling engineering bay, no? 125 to 94. Not sure what happened there exactly. No, he started an engineering bay for like half a second. I'm on the YouTube stream. He started an engineering bay for like a second in the main base and he cancelled it. I think he misclicked. He was trying to make a factory and I think he misclicked and made an engineering bay instead of the factory. There we go. I think that's what happened. Sorry, I just heard something cancel. I was like, I don't know what just cancelled or what just happened or why, you know? I would kind of like to know. But yeah, I think he just built an engineering bay instead of a factory. Phoenix Stalker. Walk gate on the way. Gateway coming through. Game 2 of this best of 3 semi-final. Getting up and running right now. Looking to see where we're going to take things. Don't mind building up. A couple of Marines are still coming through. I'm going to see the Phoenix are going to be trolling about there. The Adept and the Stalker there to push the Hellion back away, so just going to chase that out for a few moments as well. Keep that under duress. Keep those units pushed out of there for the moment. And on we go, cycling a couple Marines. We'll continue to reduce on forwards. Barracks coming up, Tech Lab on the way. Build a lot of that into place just for now. Looking to see where we continue. Starport lifts off the Tech Lab, moves over to the sides. It's going to pull out of there for a couple of moments. He's going to be seeing the Stalker, the Blink continue to come through. Nexus and a couple of gates coming about as well. So just build a lot of this into place. Rack the engineering bay continue to come about right here. And we do have our Hellion shooting at the Adept for a couple of moments as well. It's just trying to see a bit of what else is going on. And the SCVs and the Marine continuing out. That Phoenix is going to lift, and a couple of Phoenix together. We'll get in after and clean up that Hellion. So taking that down already. As we do have ourselves the Stimpack building on the barracks, the extra Marines coming back over as well. And just figuring out how we want to do things here in the next little bit of time. Big bio upgrades all on the way in, so Stim Combat and +1. Obviously the Phoenix are not the most common of ways to approach a PvT nowadays. Building a bunch of those is something which very expensive, and to go into the Blink after I feel like is oftentimes very volatile because you're kind of building into two things which don't deal with certain things very well, like a lot of big timings if you don't have Blink quite yet, or you only just get to Blink and you've got some Phoenix and Blink. It's like, yes, you have tools to help you deal with things, but I wouldn't say you have the best tools to deal with everything is what it kind of comes down to. So it's a little bit awkward, I guess. It's a little bit funky. But yeah, we are doing fine just now for Clem. I don't think ByuN did anything that was particularly kind of aggressive into this, so I think we're kind of okay. We are going to see the Phoenix able to hit the Medivacs and just put some pressure on his Clem. He's going to take some attention and, yeah, fly around with these Phoenix and just try to see if there's any openings. Try to see if he can manipulate anything into his favor initially. Five SCVs going down. A couple of force fields come in. Cyclone gets picked off. Marines trying to pass forward. A couple of those Marines already going down. And we will see the Widow Mine trying to get off toward the sentry here. One sentry goes down. The Adept in some trouble. Another Widow Mine just going to go off toward the Stalkers. We're going to keep pressing through. This Stalker force able to keep pushing the bio back for a little bit. just so far. So we're seeing 6 probes going down. The storm is overwhelming in the middle of the map, though. How much can the drop in the main base of Clem end up doing? As we are going to drop the recall to eventually get back here. Looks like we're going to get rid of a couple pylons, which is nice. He recalled back, right? But yeah, didn't recall into the main. Not enough energy there, so Master walk up from the natural. Didn't actually have that many units showing up either. We'll get rid of the medevacs, but at the cost of quite a few stalkers. Honestly, pretty expensive through and through here for Clem. As he loses a lot of stuff on that one, so that is going to be, like, as I say, coming at a big price so far. Prism, the +2 attack upgrade, continue to come up. Just seeing where else we can go. King's going to get back in. The Marine gets picked off. The ByuNs and the Widow Mines are going to step back over in the same direction, just for a little bit to see what else might happen. Widow Mines building up. Medevac, Marine, Marauder all coming by. Armor upgrade coming up as well for the moment. Royal Bay coming online as well. We had the probe. We had the +2 attack upgrade. So again, you see some extra bits and pieces still coming online. Let's just have Clem up about 15, 16 workers. Army supply is pretty similar in this game, so Clem just needs to make sure. My issue with Clem is that make sure you don't kind of die to pressure. Well, there's a lot of Widow Mines out, which is actually kind of scary for Clem. He's very Zealot heavy. And his Robo Bay only just coming online now, so he's not going to have splash damage for a little bit longer, so that might be an issue. Like I say, he's very Zealot heavy, which means that the Widow Mines, if they can splash onto a lot of those Zealots, maybe the rest of this Bioforce can actually kind of power through following that as well. Bio coming across, just going to be seeing the Widow Mines, going to fire onto a couple of Stalkers already. Just going to be seeing the couple Phoenix coming through, the SCV still coming across. Just going to be seeing the Bio able to get there, and the Pylon already beginning to go down. And we have this big Terran army with the SCV full available. So we are just looking to send this right now. This is where lack of splash damage is going to hurt you a lot. And this is where the Widow Mines are going to hurt you a lot too, because your Zealots are going to get caught in the front. The Force Field's actually kind of working against you there a little bit, but they're necessary at the same time. Well, you got rid of the SCVs. Can you now get rid of this Bio army? The Zealots are still derping around, finally charging through, but there's not enough Zealots here. The Stalkers have to try and trade this out now. Blink has to be good. A few more Stalkers showing up. Is it enough to fight off what is a pretty hefty Marauder count? Probes are pulling in. Here's the Colossus as well as Clem looks to get the defense made. Does he have enough? That Colossus still on the natural expansion. It was looking good for Clem for a second, but he needs to get this Colossus involved. But it's scary, because if he runs out here, first there was the mine, and then secondly, the units could turn onto the Colossus, which is exactly why Clem didn't want to bring it into the fight. But if you don't bring it into the fight at all, then what was even the point of it? So he is forced to expose it. It does go down. ByuN capitalizes instantly, knocking away at that one. And now just going to be seeing Clem, I think, struggling to get the final few units that he might need. There's some low HP Bio units here. It's not going to take a lot for Clem to clean this out. Another Colossus on the way would be massive right now, but he doesn't have it. And hence, ByuN is just going to power his way all the way through, and that will be ByuN taking the second game of this series, and we are going to be tied up going to a game 3. That was actually very close, because it really felt like there was a couple moments that I looked at as like, Clem has what he needs, you know? Like, Clem has what he needs in this situation, which is massive. But, yeah, kind of a wild one. All right, we are going to be hopping to a third map then. I guess we'll run some ads quickly, and we'll get that settled in to place. Awesome. All right. Get this going, get this started out. Like I said, we'll just run some ads and we'll give it a minute or so, and then we'll kick into a game 3, which is going to be played on Winter Madness to decide the series. What we do know is the finals will be TVZ. Either Clem or ByuN will be facing off against Shin, so we know that it will be TVZ no matter who wins here. Because in theory, there's the Terran on Terran. Just one of the Terrans plays Protoss in PvT. Bum, 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 ba, da, ba, bum. Do, 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 do. Alright guys, let's do this. Just killing some time, like I said, for the ads, but I think we're clear. Let's get into game 3 of this semi-final, then of course finals, and the finals will be best of 5, so we do this best of 3 final game, and then into the best of 5 final, and then we'll jump into some Team League. We'll do at least a couple different maps of a couple different series of Team League that I've got to catch you guys up on, and go from there. Why do they call it the Kung Fu Cup? Why do you call yourself non-imber? Why am I WardiTV? Because you're not Ember. Well, maybe because this is not Kung Fu Cup. I've got no idea where the name comes from or why specifically they call it this. But they've called it the Kung Fu Cup goes back a long way, by the way. The Kung Fu Cup goes back to like 2015 or something. It's kind of crazy when you look at Kung Fu Cup. The first entry of Kung Fu Cup, there was actually a 2012 Kung Fu Cup. So yeah, it goes all the way back to 2012, where it was very heavily kind of Chinese focused then. But yeah, there were Kung Fu Cups. This tournament series has come about almost every year. That's kind of crazy. So 2012, 2013, then it didn't exist for 2014, 2015, 2016. It was like a larger event rather than like weekly cups. And then 2017, it was kind of a larger event. Then 2018, 2019, 2020, it went back to being a weekly cup. And then 2021, 2022, it didn't exist. Then 2023, 2024, some weekly cups that led into some season finals. And then 2025, some weekly cups that were, and some monthlies, but most of them were like StarCraft, UFO and stuff. And then we're finally back to some regular Kung Fu Cups, which I'm very happy about because it's so nice to have like a weekly cup I can cast that I don't have to pay for. It's always nice to kind of come in and have like a tournament that I can just show up for and commentate, and like I said, not have to worry about. You know, I just know what's going to happen most of the time, and I just show up and cast, and yeah, free content. Free content does not happen very much anymore. You might notice the majority of what we cast nowadays is WardiTV focused. Free content does not really exist very much in the slightest. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough out here. Got to pay for everything nowadays. Ay. Which is why, if you guys enjoy the stream, you should support it by subbing up or Patreoning and all the rest. Because, like I say, there ain't no free StarCraft nowadays. Zealot just going to chase around, go after the SCV. The command center is going to be halted for a couple of moments. Nothing too major, though. Just initially, so everything kind of fine for now. As we work on through. We're just going to get the Zealot. Actually going to turn around onto the Adept as well, so it's going to jump to that as well and try and get some more done. Am I okay, Wardy? What happened yesterday? We just had a power outage, and it... this is not just like an off and on thing either. I sat around for like 10 minutes, it didn't come back. It didn't look like it was going to be coming back anytime soon, so... What really sucked is that I guess because so what happened was the entire city's power went out, so I guess also everyone lost their Wi-Fi, so all the phone networks got overloaded with people using like 5G and stuff. Because my 5G and my phone internet is usually fine, and it went to absolute shit yesterday. So I was trying to like get on Twitch to write that I wasn't coming back online, and it was taking forever to load, and then I was trying to end my YouTube stream, and it was just like, it just wasn't working. I was like, oh my god, this is miserable. Freaking life without the internet's tough, man. Seriously, it ain't easy. You would have been tilted for a week if that happened to you. I mean, I tell you what was tilting this. I turned WardiBot on this morning, only WardiBot wouldn't open. I'm like, what are you doing? So anyway, I Google it, and apparently if your PC just fully crashes with this streamer bot thing open, it's just like StreamerBot just crashes, and it corrupts a bunch of files that it's like logging because it doesn't get shut off properly, and because it gets corrupted, it then will not open the app. So I had to, first of all, I tried to reinstall WardiBot, but obviously I reinstall it, has none of the information on the data on it, right? So then I had to figure out how to basically, I had to delete all the files that had information in from yesterday, and then go into like a backup folder and copy paste them in, which isn't too bad, but it's very terrifying when your bot won't open. And I just spent like 3 hours, like not even a couple weeks ago, setting up this whole bot. I was like, oh my god, please work. I was like, WardiBot, please. Why am I streaming using my phone? I'm not streaming using my phone, but all the power went out, so I was on my phone trying to log into YouTube chat and Twitch chat just to be like, hey, the power's out, because I have no power, so my computers are off. So, you know, I'm not streaming on my phone. I'm just saying that the internet, my phone internet was so bad I couldn't even come into YouTube chat or Twitch chat to easily tell people that I wasn't coming back online and that the power had gone out. So, yeah, that was a thing. Thank you, Nonimber, for the 19-month resub on the Prime. Prime for Wardy because he deserves it. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much. An observer moving through for a couple of moments. Combat shield and the attack upgrade coming up as well. First little bit of a skirmish between these Stalkers and the ByuNs. Big stim from ByuN. Gonna chase upwards. Sorry, it is 1-1, guys. I've just been yapping. As we are going to push straight forward here. These Stalkers have to blink away. And now the third base of Clem is maybe in some trouble right from the very get-go. So that's not ideal. Going to take a little bit of effort to get rid of these Bioforces. It's going to be seeing that Bioforce still chunking through, getting after some of these Stalkers as well. Going to be having the Stalkers continue to fight, just having this group of Stalkers in the end defending, so Clem does hold on. A lot of lost mine time with the probes running, but I think very, very obviously that could have been a whole lot worse, so I guess we don't get too upset about that in the grand scheme of things right there. And now our Bioforce is coming across, just going to be regathering. Ghost Academy coming up, so we're going to prep ourselves with a little bit of tech to continue through in the next few moments. And again, Marauder's coming about, the Medevac's coming online. We take a few moments to get that all underway. Just going to see that concussive shells and so coming up as well, so we bring this through for the moment. So Sentry coming about, the Orbital will land down on the third base as well. These Stalkers just going to poke at this Orbital. The ByuN's coming across. Stalkers have to blink away once more. And then we just get out of there for a couple of moments. And we are going to be seeing this Army of Clem looking to keep on pressuring forward, so looking to take advantage of a fight previously from ByuN, which he feels as though was maybe not as good as ByuN thought it was. And we are going to see the Warpins directly into this fight as well, so pretty serious commitments through. You're not going to be seeing the Medevac loading up, healing away. The Stalker's getting after that. Going to be able to kill it. And now the Marauder's chasing those Stalkers down as well for a little while. Now SAV's going down. We do have Storm and the Prism coming up on the side of Clem as well. So bringing that Storm up, getting that Prism out. Continuing through with this at the moment as we just have the Medevacs will heal up a little bit of the Bio 2 for a few moments right now. And seeing where we can go. President, the Zealots, and the Sentry gather back around. So just going to be rejoining here. We scan on top to see what else is going on, and we do have this Army of Clem ready to go again. That could have been enough, but ByuN is able to stop Clem from overwhelming just yet. Just going to have ourselves the Storm about to finish the Prism. Going to get shot by the missile turrets. A couple of Zealots are going to get into the main base. The ByuNs are going to come running across here to try and help out. And good drop into the base to make sure these Zealots will not do too much. I'm a little afraid of just how Zealot heavy Clem is. A couple of storms here are okay, but actually does the kind of storm damage which isn't going to matter too much. The medevacs are going to heal up from it. There's not much of a continuation from Clem. Like, he's not going to do much more damage to those units that are already hurt. He does get 11 SCVs, though, so he is going to hurt a lot of the economy of ByuN. As the Widowmine goes off, just crashes into one Zealot initially. And it's going to have the rest of this force thinking about maybe taking a dive down and onto the rest of this position. Medevac going to take a couple of nibbles here. So just going to hit that for a few moments. And again, some scans around, trying to see what else is happening. 1-1 upgrades coming up. Prism, Stalker, all on the way through. Just going to see the bio gathering around, and yeah, that Ob's still sitting overhead as we figure out what we want to do with that as well. Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, and the High Templar gathering on in. And again, the 1-1 upgrades will continue to produce. Well, EMP just clips a couple Zealots and a Stalker. Just going to fight a little bit. We go back and forth a few moments. A lot of the Zealots going to go around and down that right-hand side. Stalkers hit the Ghost just a little extra, and we do see the Zealots already leaking into that mineral line. Massive army from ByuN across the map, though. Clem has to have a defense against this, and again, he's not really on too much splash damage. He's got 2 High Templar. So he has Storm, but it's very weird to see a Protoss on Storm, but not like a lot of Storm. Like, not having like 5 or so High Templar is a little interesting. That's kind of the number we might typically expect. As we do see the medevacs peeling back around over to the right side. Again, the Ghosts coming up, the Vikings on the way, Command Center still building through just for the moment, and you know, going to have ourselves the medevacs unloading on that right side for a couple more moments. +2 and +1 all continuing about. Just going to be seeing that Nexus coming up from Clem, and in the end, ByuN did not push in that moment where I actually felt like Clem was pretty exposed. And so for now, at least, this game continues onward. Well, BioGo still joining up in the center. The 2-2 upgrades coming online. The ship weapons coming online as well. And we have a big shove getting down toward the middle. The MP also coming down, but the Prism darts away. We do see the Zealots are pulling back at the same time. Trying to stay clear of this just for a few moments. The Stalker, the Zealot, the High Templar gathering about. The Probe gets picked up. I'm just going to be seeing the Bio Ghost Force ready to fight. The Prism goes down already. EMPs onto a couple High Templar. All of the High Templar, and a lot of Zealots caught in the back. Horrible fight for Clem. This is ugly fight for Clem. That's a game-losing fight for Clem. As, yeah, he just... That almost felt like Clem just gave up on the fight, because that was just so... He interacted with this engagement so little that I almost believe that he just didn't... You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to speak bad at Clem, but like that was... I just expect more from Clem, right? And that was just... You walk in, you get hit by the EMPs, run away already. Instead, he keeps moving into the same choke, whereas units are clearly caught as well. Yeah, I don't love that one for Clem at all. I think that's a difficult one to defend, because when it's Clem, you expect better than that, realistically. Yeah, that was just not pretty. That was just not pretty. Alrighty, guys. Well, that means the final is going to be ByuN versus Ragnarok, or ByuN versus Shin. I keep calling him Ragnarok. It's so easy to go back to call him Ragnarok when his in-game name is Ragnarok. As a ByuN versus Shin coming up, we're going to be getting into that in a few moments. We'll get that ready to start. So, we'll get that going in just a little bit here. Get this started up and get ready to see how things will go. Cool, I'll run some ads. I tell you what, guys, I'm just going to pop the BRB screen on for 1 minute here. I come back, we'll cast this final best of 5, and then we move into a little bit of Team League coverage as well. So I'll be right back with you in just a sec. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. Welcome back. How we doing? And to get ready to kick off into more for a couple of moments. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you guys again. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you all tuning in and hanging out. And yeah. Cool, so we're going to go into ByuN versus Shin, which is going to be our finals. It's a best of 5, of course. I'm going to start on White Rabbit. I don't think there's anything else to say apart from let's cast some games. And yeah, after this we'll cast a couple more matches as well. Alright, let's head into it, guys, as we have our grand finals of Kung Fu Cup Weekly number 3. Bit of TVZ is always good for the soul. Let's sit back and enjoy. Let me put the ops cam on. ByuN in the upper right, Shin in the bottom left. He'll be on the old name of Ragnarok for this one. He name changed for the Team League, which is a bit of fun. Excited to see that from him as we get up and rolling. Overlord's moving about, hatchery and a couple drones coming through. And we have a bit of chat between them. We are going to see a couple of rack starters off here from ByuN. And he is going to have a gas with this as well, it seems. So we should be heading into some multi-racks reapering in these early stages. Now, obviously, a lot of the Shin versus Kua games went to kind of a little bit of a later stage. And ByuN is is not afraid of kind of playing the later stage either. I remember watching the ByuN solo game on someone else's stream yesterday. While we were casting the game still in the round of 8, and ByuN and Solo went into some very long games. ByuN took 2 games late against Solo and won 2-0 in that series. And Solo is pretty darn good at ZVT as well. So I do think that's a big factor. What I do think is a factor as well, though, is that Shin did a couple things against Kua where I really feel like he got away with something. Because I feel like there was moments where Shin was really just like, this, and this, and I'm just, if you attack me, I'm in a bit of trouble, but Kua never attacked in those moments. I do think ByuN is more likely to attack in those moments if Shin leaves those same openings available. Now, he might do that against Kua because he doesn't think Kua necessarily takes advantage of those exact moments. It'll be interesting to see the dynamic of if he shifts to play a bit more defensively and a bit safer against ByuN, especially through the mid-game where ByuN is so good at killing people. And I would say typically Kua's good at that as well, but not so much if he's kind of like going to a late game anyway. Like, I think Q is, if he's going late game, he's very much so set on going late game. I think ByuN really does just see openings and opportunities and is much happy to try and grasp at them and take advantage of them, you know? As we are going to see this Reaper will start up. A couple of Zerglings already taking some damage. We go back and forth. The Reaper pulling back through right there. And just going to be seeing this hatchery still taking a few more nibbles. Ling speed coming in, Ling's coming about. A couple of Reapers will get here and just take some attention over to the Queens for a moment. Reaper's pulling back across, and again, Reaper, a couple command centers building, STV and the refinery coming online also. Bane Nest in the hatchery, Ling speed on the way through, additional Lings still producing, and a few grenades from the Reapers here, just going to turn the Queens away for now. Just continue to push those back and keep them on the back foot for the moment. So we bring that through, again, CC's coming about, factory on the way, just going to see the Queens there to try and go toward the Reapers a couple of moments as well. So again, trying to see just what else is going on initially. Nothing's gather up. Just going to be seeing the Reapers going to drop a couple of grenades down. We have got the Reapers continuing to fight here a couple of moments. Zerglings continue to get bopped about. Just going to be seeing the Reapers continue to trade for a little bit. And just going to be having Lings continuing to chase that Reaper down for a couple of moments. Chasing that down, another grenade going into place. The Lings getting bopped around once again. And again, there's a bunch more Zerglings still coming up. Command center factory coming through. The engineering base coming on into place. The Marines are in production. The Hellion comes online. Just going to have ourselves the Lings and the Banes of Shin continuing to come by. The extra Banes morphing in already. Bringing those through. Those Banes are going to finish up. They're going to take a chance to walk at the natural right here. So just going to look for an opportunity. We have got a couple of Marines trying to defend, but Shin is on the attack, and we are going to burst straight through this now. A second wall comes up. The Banes do bust through that because the depot was not very far along, but at least we forced the Banes to be used. SCVs will now pull in alongside the Hellion. Is going to be an okayish defense. One more Baneling showing up right now to put some damage onto that. The SCV's got to be careful once the Bane gets here because you do not want to take that massive splash damage. 11 SCVs down so far, now growing to 14. The Hellion has fallen. No new one Hellion on the low ground still. I apologize, I thought there was no new Hellion, but it is on the low ground. We do now wall off. So this is going to be done, and obviously Shin was very committed to this, guys. This is only 19 drones for him, so despite killing 16 workers, he is still behind in workers after this, and because ByuN has triple command center, he's going to rebuild his economy very comfortably while getting to stim, while looking good in terms of the long term here. And yeah, a couple of Hellions now out, going to be able to push those Zerglings back, and that is going to be a defense from ByuN. And Shin's attack is not going to go anywhere. What a hold from ByuN. Like I say, the SCVs in that scenario kind of pulling in and helping with the Hellion on the initial kind of defense in the main, I think is a pretty big deal. Stim pack about to be done. Plus one attack coming through. Marines and the Hellion coming up. Additional SCVs coming by. Roach Roaring is building. The extra drones are continuing to come by as well. And just going to have ourselves the Hellions still moving about. Trying to figure out what else they want to do. One upgrades and combat shield continue to build by. Again, the Marines and the SCVs all coming up for the moment as well. So again, we bring that over just initially. It's going to be there, obviously enough to really kind of blast the Lings backward now. Able to kind of force them away. 11 new Roaches on the way up from Shin. We got the Overlord coming through. The barracks drops back down onto the tech lab. And again, we got that 1-1 upgrades, and the combat shield continue to come about as well. The Lings are going to be there. The Marines able to hold position a couple of seconds. The Hellions just going to pull a bit further back as well. The Lings continue to chase through for a couple moments. And again, we just take a second to try and get this all set up. Just going to have those Lings still gathering. Plenty more Lings on the way. The Hellions will fight once more. I'm just going to be seeing the Hellions still able to put a little bit of work in on this one. And the Lings continue by. The Hellions will make a bit of a dive also. And again, the Ravagers are coming up. The Roach Ravager continues to come through at the moment. Just seeing those Zerglings still trying to chase on in for the moment here. A couple of those Lings getting picked off. Still going to be having the, again, Ling Ravager coming across as well. The Marines still coming down, and we just have ourselves the Ling Force ready to make a move up towards the top. Jill and Jedi, the 99-month resub, the third digit looms, it beckons and it nears so close you can almost taste it. Thank you so much for 99 months of resubscribing. The new era begins, the triple digit era begins next month for you. That's crazy. Thank you so much for so much support. Thank you very much indeed. As Shin says bye-bye to this wall off, and remember we've got stim on these Marines. Is that going to be enough? 40 army supply down. He does have 1-1 upgrades here, ByuN. Stimming through. If you hold this right now, you're fine. You win this game. I don't know if I love these Marines stepping forward as much as they did. I feel like the Ravagers got a lot of those Marines very quickly. The Ling's now running through. ByuN says GG, and it is going to be Shin to take the opening map of this finals. A 1-0 lead for Shin. As, yeah, the first wave of this kind of got held off, but ByuN was not really prepped well enough at all for a Roach Ravager follow-up. I guess you maybe see a little bit of the cost of ByuN's kind of SCVs running around and stuff as well, not quite mining the whole time, is obviously going to become a factor over time there as well. So, GG's, and that is going to be the game too. Yeah, ByuN, I think just a bit of defense there, and this really is fine, but he just powered on into the next stage of the game and did not hold back any sort of defense. I think he was afraid of, like, I've got my lead, and if I over-defend, I give my lead up. So, maybe a bit of a mistake on that one. As in the bottom side of the map, on the 6 o'clock, our ByuN, I was going to say our Blue Terran player, but no, our ByuN! That is just the intro. Our ByuN is in the 6 o'clock of the map. While on the other side, we've got ourselves the Red Zerg Shin, for Game 2 of this best of 5, and away we go. Kicking this off and trying to see what is going to happen. So we get this into play, we get going here. Decide what we want to do. Overlord coming about, just going to be seeing the spawning pool, and a couple of drones continue up as well. The Overlord coming across for a little bit. So Overlord heads down, come across for a few moments, we get that underway, and we just get ourselves settled. Is going to be joined by the second barracks, so we'll have a couple of racks of Reapers opening this one off again. Not really too surprising, ByuN. One of the bigger fans of multi-racks Reaper openings, obviously made Reapers famous, got them nerfed back in 2016 into 2017 when he became world champion. And yeah, should not be too surprising to see him kind of still using the Reapers in this day and age. When, you know, considering multi-racks Reaper openings are still very much so a viable kind of option, one of the very best to ever control a Reaper. Still utilizing them is, like I say, of no surprise to anybody. Reaper pulls back across then for a couple of moments. We just take a few to see where things will continue. Things be continuing up, the Queen on the way, a couple of the drones coming about as well. So we get a lot of that on the way up right now. Just bringing that over for the moment. This Reaper heading back around up towards the top. And then getting a couple of barracks continue through just for now, getting that all set up, figuring out where we want to go. Link Speed Queen drones building through, the hatchery drops into place as well. Just going to get that in position one more time here, and a couple of Reapers back into the center, trying to see what else they can do as they hop up to the high ground. The Queen says no, push straight back down to the low ground then, bye-bye, and we'll see what our next step of this will be as the Reapers go back and forth with the Queens for a couple seconds, trying to see just what else we can find and get done for us. As he always trying to be annoying with those Reapers, and for the most part right now they just get pushed away, unable to really do much else. Barracks drops down over on this side, drops into a tech lab. The Roach building from Shin, and the Link Speed coming up as well. A couple drones, the Zerglings continue to build. The hatchery over halfway done already. The extractor continues up, and you have our Queen pulling across over to the side. The Reapers and the Marines continue to gather. Just get settled in here for a few moments as well. Overwatch run coming up. A couple of drones and the Overlords continue to come by. Just going to be seeing the combat shield and the stim pack building through as well. Additional Marines will produce the orbital command building. And yeah, plenty more Marines just popping out with every second at the moment. So all those Marines coming through at the moment, and just going to have a hatchery settling down as well. The Lings gather. The couple of drones transfer. Across there a few moments. Again, the Marines and the Reapers will be joining us and seeing where they can get to for the next couple moments, figuring this out. Nine more roaches still produced through. Again, the Marines and the combat shield, the factory and the engineering bay coming about. The Lings will look for a wraparound onto these Marines. Marines will be going down pretty quickly, and they are just going to get shut down already. Reapers and Marines showing up. The Zerglings have to go, turn tail, and run. Can't really get anywhere just yet. Yeah, the Reaper and the Marines all gathering. Roaches coming across also would like to, once again, maybe possibly just get involved for a little bit as Reapers and the Marines continue to come down the bottom, and the Roaches are going to chase these Marines down as well, so the Lings slow them. Marines kind of free themselves from any grasp there. Shin on this big aggressive push here on Mothership, and looking to try and get a quick win. rather than playing a 25-minute game like he did against Cure on this map earlier in this event in the semi-finals. Well, those Marines all join up. And again, the tank, the Marines, and the attack upgrade coming online. Just going to see the couple of Roaches and the few Zerglings. Thinking about maybe coming through here. The Marines step forward. Roach Ravager Ling going to come over. A couple of Corrosive Vials dropping down. We dodge back the other direction. The Lings now running through. Those Lings are absolutely getting in and getting a wrap around. A few more Corrosive Vials. Still dropping into place. It's going to turn back onto these Ravagers. One Ravager, two Ravagers going down. A couple of Zerglings still giving chase as well. It's going to be having the tank and the other Marines joining up together, and we do have the Ravagers going after a couple more Marines here. Corrosive Vials still dropping into place. Nicely done. And the cleanup for the moment. Just going to be seeing the couple of Ravagers still swinging at the racks. The Marines step forward. A Ravager will get caught. Corrosive Vial that nearly gets the tank, but the repairs have been good to keep it alive, so we maintain ourselves through that one. I'm just going to be seeing the tank, the Marines, the attack upgrade, all continuing into play still for the moment. So we continue through with a lot of this just for now. The Marines and the tank coming about, the starport coming online, the SCV. Well, a couple of SCVs, the tank, and everything else still continuing through for the moment. So we bring a lot of that up and online just for now. So we get that into place. The Marines just gather up into the center, figure out what they want to do. And one upgrades, the Roach speed still coming by. Just going to see a few Roaches and drones continue to build. The starport swaps over the reactor. The barracks going to move over and build a reactor as well. Our command center coming online. The medevacs and Marines keep on building through. Again, engineering bay and armor will continue to produce at the same point here. Now we do have the extra Marines continue to build up. Roaches coming about. The drone will get up into the center as well. You see a few drones pulling off over to the side to jump onto the extractor also. Just get that ready. And yeah, 1-1 missile upgrades and that Roach speed. Very much so continuing to get everything settled here for the next few moments. Bring that about. Just going to have ourselves the chance to have a few Marines and medevacs coming about as well. Just trying to figure out what else we want to try and do. Medevac will boost. Again, the 1-1 upgrades coming about. Roaches, Lings, the Overlords continue to come into play as well. Just going to be having the mule dropping down there one more time, trying to see what else we can find, and just having the upgrade still trickling along. Plus 2 attack and the armor upgrade, the vehicle weapons also producing just for the moment. Marines will join back with the medevacs. Just going to be seeing the Roach Ravager. Still going to sit here for a little bit. Marines step forward. Couple Corrosive Vials. Trying to get toward the Marines there, but we just lift off and get him moving. Medevacs pull back over. Roach Ravager going to be there. Again, just going to be seeing this hatchery finishing in a few seconds. The 2-2 upgrades building up on the side of Shin. And then the Roach Ravager all the way through. The few Zerglings coming by. We do have this army really gathering up in terms of strength. And it's a lot of Roach Ravagers building through. But ByuN's setup is good. He's playing defensively. He's got a lot of tanks, which is correct against this much, Roach commitment. I like a lot of what ByuN's setup says, actually. A lot of ByuN's setup just says, like, I'm happy to sit here and play defense, drop around the map with a couple medevacs like I'm doing. Loses one full one to the Corrosive Vials. That is a mistake. But generally speaking, I think he's doing a lot of correct things. Let's see if you can kind of follow this up kind of deeper on. Let's see if Shin can find a way to maybe break through ByuN as well. I think that's also going to be kind of an intriguing question. Does that, is something like that a possibility? Is some kind of breakthrough like that maybe perhaps on the way to possibly happening here as well? Like I say, a lot of good questions to be asked overall. We have so many bunkers here. I mean, we can see Shin wants to be aggressive. It's going to be so hard to get to the tanks as the first bunkers go down, but that costs a lot of the corrosive biles. Now we're going to push further forward. The tanks have already done a lot. Biles toward the bio. A few tanks to the back still alive. Let's see if he's pulling into this as well. ByuN knowing all he has to do is stay alive in this. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Shin keeps pushing forward. The Roach Ravager looking good. And it does not look like ByuN is going to have a defense on this in the end. Wow, I liked what ByuN was doing, but just doesn't have what he needs. GG gets called, and that is going to be Shin to take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Aggression, aggression, aggression is what Shin says. A very different vibe to the series he just played against Kira in that semi-final, where he really wasn't that aggressive at all. He really stepped away from the aggression in a big way and kind of played a much more kind of normal style of play. So, yeah, it's a very different way of things getting played out to maybe expectation as we get ready for Ruby Rock up next. I'll tell you what, we'll run the ads 2 games in, and just in case it's a 3-game series, then I'll sneak them in now. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully ByuN brings it back on Ruby Rock, and hopefully we can have a bit more of a series getting going for ourselves. Again, hope everyone's doing well today. If you're on the YouTube, consider liking and subscribing. Super appreciate it if you do. Always helps us out a whole bunch when you hit those buttons. And yeah, hit those buttons, help us out. Like I say, I greatly appreciate it if you help us do those things. And we'll just be taking a moment to get into this next map. Like I say, Ruby Rock, just once the ads have played. How's everyone feeling in the chat? How's everyone doing today? Again, I hope everyone is feeling good, having a good time, feeling well. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Sorry guys, one sec. Cool, let's load into Ruby Rock. I think you just saw something for a moment. Okay, that's ready to go. What went wrong yesterday? I just had my power went out. We got it saw us casting sick games of StarCraft 2, and it was just like, no, you shall not cast these sick games. You're about to cast Clem versus ByuN. No, we shall stop it. A little bit annoying, but such is life. I learned a while ago that you just got to get over those things. Like, there's nothing more infuriating than tech issues and stuff that's out of your control going wrong, but like, the worst thing you can do is to get hung up on it, because if you get hung up on it, then you're just feeling bad over something that you're never going to stop, you know? So, it happened, it's whatever. We cast some games today instead. It's one day. If it's something that happens like day after day after day, obviously very frustrating, but if it's just one day that goes wrong, put it behind you, get to the next one. Make up for it by making the next stream lots of fun, you know? settle them down, take a few moments. Just going to be seeing a hatch pool. Gas already in play. Oh, no gas, sorry, from Shin. So just hatch and pool initially. As him and ByuN have some chat back and forth. Some right words from a famous wild pig. Hakuna Matata. Yes. Pretty much. I should have adopted that phrasing for the team league. That would have probably helped a lot of stress over the last month or so. Oh, we're coming across. I'm getting a couple queens and drones. Extractor coming about for the moment, so we got a lot of that on the way. And just bring this through. This Reaper is going to come across for a couple of moments. I think the Reaper going to take a couple shots there, so a few hits. Reaper taking some damage. Just initially. Getting pushed around in the early stages, so a little bit of damage being done. Reaper continues about that link speed still coming up, a few drones on the way as well, so continue with that. The Queen is going to step forward and the Reaper dives out over the right side for a couple of moments. I'm just going to pull back over there. The link speed and a couple of drones and the Queen continue to come by. The couple of Hellions will start up. The tech lab is coming online, the starport building. Again, just seeing that CC, a couple SCVs and Hellions all building through for the next few moments. So again, bring that into play just for now. Getting that set up just momentarily. The Queens and the creep team is into place as well. Just getting that set for now. And a few extra drones coming about. The Lara is going to be building here. And those Hellions still continue to come online for the moment. So again, we bring that up. We get that going just for this moment. Link speed's about to finish. The Evo Chamber in the lair. Continuing to produce through. And again, those couple of Hellions will come around. Take some map control and see where we can get it to. Must-win game for ByuN, of course. Best of 5, down 0-2. And has really just succumbed to the Zerg pressure and aggression throughout these first couple of games. So something to try and maybe fix in the near future. What were they talking about? Only managed to understand 6 tanks. They might have just been talking about the last game. ByuN's like, I have 6 tanks and you can still A-move me. Yeah, I'm not sure what they actually said, of course, but if they said 6 tanks, then there was like 6 tanks for ByuN in that last game, so I imagine they're just chatting about how it went. And ByuN thought he was probably safe. I mean, he had 3 bunkers, 6 tanks, right? Like, he had a lot of defense. I actually thought it was going to be enough for ByuN. I think the issue was he was not quite fully set and split. And the Marines maybe needed to be behind the bunkers initially, because a lot of them took some initial the kind of brunt of damage as well. So maybe the Marine count fell a little faster than it should have done. But I do feel like the tanks stayed alive a long time and did a lot of damage themselves, so maybe it was just a numbers thing for ByuN. Maybe if you're going to pull the SCVs, make sure you pull the SCVs right away. Is probably a big deal breaker as well, you know? So it's probably also a factor. Hellions coming about, the Hellions coming through and get settled in for a couple of moments. It's going to be seeing a couple of Queens are going to be there to try and also get involved. Try and see what else is happening for a little bit. Just going to be having the Hellions gathering up, the Raven coming through, the Zerglings and the Hydras coming back around as well. Also looking to see what else is in place for a few moments. have ourselves the links coming back around. So again, seeing what else we can get involved with, see what else we want to do for a couple moments. And yeah, the Hydra's going to be there to start pushing. So big Ling Hydra attack this time. Again, aggression is just on the mind of Shin. He's approaching this entire series with just different forms of aggression. And this is going to be the Hydras, and the Ling is obviously pushing up. Now, he's got +1 missiles and Hydra speed building, so maybe isn't looking to end the game here, but his drone count doesn't suggest him playing a long game. The drone count suggests he wants to go sooner rather than later and just send this. And maybe the missile upgrade is more of a backup, like, hey, I'm going to have that if we do enough here, and then we kind of continue through. I think that's actually the more likely situation on this. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably the way that this is going in the next couple of moments. So getting that underway. There's going to be seeing this Hydra Ling force going to show up. Anti-armor missile onto a few of the Hydras. Not sure how impactful that's going to be overall, as we are going to see this run through. The Lings are going to melt pretty quickly. I don't think there's going to be enough Hydras here. Now, we killed 20 SCVs, so the damage is done. If you lose the entire army, then obviously ByuN gets open to a counterattack, and killing 23 SCVs has barely put you ahead on workers, so you probably needed more than this. It doesn't actually feel as though this is going to be good enough in the grand scheme of things, unfortunately. So it looks like that is going to be a little bit shy of what we need. Just going to be having the Hydras and the Lings continue to run through, but there's too many Marines. Don't even really need to siege the tanks up right now. We can just send this as we put the pressure in toward this hatchery. The Hydras and the Queen still trying to come back across. Couple tank shots, blowing a bunch of the Hydras up, and drop some scans to push the creep teamers down. And tanks are sieging. And it does really feel as though we are on the verge of victory in this one, because I think ByuN is going to have a little bit too much. Shin unable to get the numbers required. Like I say, he did a lot of eco damage, and yet killing 20 workers clearly was not enough. When you come out equal on workers and the Terran clearly has an army advantage, you need more than that in the first place. So this Ling Hydra shove just did not really work at all, and didn't really work out in the slightest. What's up, Lambo? Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone. From the Lambo stream, we're just casting yesterday's Kung Fu Cup games before we do some Team League replays, because I was shut off by a power outage yesterday, so we missed the semis and the finals. So yeah, we're just kind of going through those. So yeah, that's what's currently going on. Yeah, we're going to go into game number 4. Shin is on a 2-1 lead in this final best of 5. We're just going to go right into it for you guys. So we're going to send it. Get this ready to go. In the top right-hand corner, the blue Terran player is going to be from the Shopify Rebellion. This is ByuN. He is up against the red Zerg in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Shin playing into his old ID Ragnarok at the moment, but yeah, getting this on the way, getting this set up. And seeing where we go. Just going to be seeing a few drones coming about. RCV and company coming through. Nothing too wild in the first couple moments to get this underway. It's going to be... Okay, never mind. It's going to be a hatchery block. I didn't see the drone coming across the map. My apologies. There's a hatchery block coming down. As we get into place just initially then. So we get that coming through. Get that started off. It's going to be seeing the black of gas once again on this initial setup here. It's just going to get that underway to begin with. Try and get that going. Rack's going to come over with the reactor. Command center in the orbital coming about. It's going to be seeing the depot coming through as well for a couple of moments. Let's try and see just what else is happening. So, get that underway. And, say, figuring out what we're going to do over these next couple of moments. Hatchery building up on the natural. And so this hatchery across the map is actually going to become a spine crawler. So we're going to get that started. Yeah, just going to be seeing a couple of links continue to come about. Going to be seeing the drones coming back around for a couple of moments, the barracks coming through, the CC coming up. So we are going to have ourselves the spines building. ByuN already pulling a couple of Marines back. Obviously, bunker on the high ground. Maybe a bunker would have been nicer here. It's a little bit more exposed, but it also reaches a bit further. I guess if the spine's here, maybe that's fine. Marines in that bunker will not reach that spine crawler currently. The extra barracks on the way from ByuN is interesting. So he's not going to get to like a factory-based defense against this. There's not going to be like a cyclone or siege tanks or anything along those lines. Instead, it's going to be just more Marines, which I actually do worry about a little bit, perhaps. Hopefully, with that high ground vision gets pushed back by a cyclone. So there's a few things here that might have been deniable, perhaps, as we continue through. We've seen a couple spines building about, and again, drones, queens, extractor coming about. Spines is going to go poking, SCVs are going to go repairing, and we do have our queen. And those spines just going to poke. I mean, stim pack starts, so we're going to have very fast stim. That's obviously the benefit of going multiple barracks, is at least you get your Marines to be very good very quickly. No ling speed from Shin, so you can't really kind of, take advantage of the wall being down by streaming in with a ton of lings. Best thing you could do here is run the spines up and come to the high ground, but I just don't know if that's something he really benefits from too much. I don't know if it's worth repairing this bunker. I think we should just let the bunker go down. The reactor, I can understand keeping alive. You get more benefit out of that. Maybe we just have enough Marines now to fight this, in which case maybe the bunker's fine to keep alive, because if you keep the bunker alive, you do essentially, have a safe haven just in case units run up here, but then the bunker dies, so that's unfortunate. Well, just enough Marines in the end, and again, because it's not ling speed, we actually do have a chance to come down here and actually just fight this. If it was ling speed, this would be a lot scarier to do, but without the ling speed and the lings wrapping around you, these Marines are more kind of viable for kind of, like I say, being brought back down to this low ground and just kind of playing out from this position at the moment. So what do we do? Factory on the way from ByuN. He scans up to get rid of one more creep tumor. There's still one off to the left-hand side. And obviously he is now able to maybe start taking his natural in the next few moments. So factory coming up. Economy-wise, Shin's already drawn to 38. His 2-base economy setting up nicely. No third hatch from him, but set up nicely on the 2 bases right now, I would say. It's definitely one thing that we can take from this right now. That drone just sitting on 3rd base. Coyote coming over to see what's up. One more scan. That should be the end of the creep for the next few moments. So we deal with that right now, and yeah, that part will be nicely done for the moment too. Things run up. These Marines should be able to hold that own with combat shields. They have that extra HP that should make this pretty comfortable in the ground overall. So that part should be pretty fine. Again, the Marines stepping about. Just going to try and see where else they can go to. Roach speed and Roach is all still building. Just going to be seeing a few Roaches out here, and that's just going to stop too much from happening over on this side as well. So we should be able to deny most things from taking place. At least for now. We do have the Overseer morphing in. And we have got ourselves, I mean, like I said, Roach speed coming up. Roach is coming through. Marines coming about, bunker coming online, a couple of SCVs will build as we speak, so we get all of that going. The factory going to switch across over to the tech lab. Going to put that down in the next few moments. The Roaches and the Ravager will gather up. That factory lands down into position, gets that on the way, and on we continue. Roach speed still building by. The few Marines are pulling back across. jumping into that bunker. Again, 1-1 upgrades coming about, but Roach is on the way. A Changeling gets denied, and the Overseer flies through into the main base here. Well, I mean, overall, I guess the thing I don't love for ByuN is just the fact that medevacs have taken so long to arrive, and so it just feels like you're without really a way to kind of go across the map. And maybe that's what I hate the most about this altogether. It's like, he actually defended it kind of okay, but he had no way to apply pressure, so Shin has just droned and just economied, and then got very good defensive roaches out. Now he just feels like he's in a lead of this game the whole way through. But I feel like Shin has been able to just take that advantage from early and run with it, basically. Like, there's not been a lot of stopping him here. In fact, there's been basically no stopping him at all thus far. Infestation pit coming about. The few Marines going to get in after the Overlord. The Roaches and the Ravager coming through. The Marines going to step up there. Just going to have those Marines and Medevacs coming back around once again. Just moving through. A hatchery comes down onto the 4th base, and we do see the Marines unloading from the Medevacs again, trying to figure out what else they want to do. Well, again, 1-1 upgrades building. Shin just going to keep on attacking, man. Just next step is apparently going to be the infestors, so bringing those into play. And then step forward, the Queen gets chased away. The hatchery is probably just going to go down here. So the hatchery drops, the Roach Ravager comes back through. This hatch going to come back up as well. And again, the attack and armor upgrades continue to build into place right now. Missiles and the Carapace also building through for a few moments. Yeah, that Roach Ravager army is able to start chipping through this set of rocks here, so putting some damage out. The orbital floats off over to the sides just for a few more moments as well. And the SCVs come through, just going to be having the Roach Ravager continue to come about right there. Again, the melee upgrade, the Carapace upgrade, the +2 that is continuing by also. I'm just going to be seeing the Microbial Shroud continue to come about here as well. Now, the Hive continues up into action. Again, +1 melee, +2 Carapace, all continue to come about. Just going to see Commencing coming back down into place. The Lings and the Roaches are going to step forward for a little bit. The Marines and the Medevacs gather back in. And again, a couple of those hatcheries coming through, and the Lings will take that chance with the Roach Ravager as well to continue on to and picking off this set of rocks. So again, we take that down, we knock that away. Just going to be seeing the melee and the Carapace still building by. Adrenal Glands coming through. ByuN trying to do what he can with some activity on the map here. We'll see just how successful that turns out to be, but right from the start, I'm not necessarily loving it. As Corrosive Biles on the Medevacs. He actually got one as well. Sorry, the Obs did not catch it. They were already looking away. They didn't believe in the Biles, but they actually catch one of the Medevacs, which is just less pressure than on the map from ByuN. And more trouble for him trying to continue forward at this point. Marines and the Medevacs move around, gathering back up over here. 2-2 upgrades on the way. The Siege Tank and the Medevac still building by. ByuN lost 2 Medevacs to Biles this series. He lost those a few. There's been a lot of Biles, no? I think it's happened more than a couple of times, honestly. We'll just have the Corrosive Biles going to force this Medevac back even further right now. The Ultras are on the way, 4 of them coming up. Adrenal Glands about to be done. Shin is really just hitting that Hive tech now, and again, his lead from the early game is going to start being tested. Oh my goodness, we nearly lost another Medevac. Jesus. That's getting to be kind of a problem. And that Medevac solo now, if Fungal would just kill it off as well, so that is a big issue. But yeah, we're going to see if Shin's advantage is going to kind of reign supreme as he gets ready to fight, because he's maxed out. He's not really got anything else to wait for, and I feel like he's very freely gotten up to his tech and everything else in this game, so I feel like Shin's in a great position. Let's see if that's true or not, as this Medevac at least finds a way to unload to do something. Yeah, I mean, we actually get something from this at least, so that is a bonus. We could have very easily gone down without achieving anything. Now the Medevac's dead. We killed 2 spores, we killed a couple drones. This really honestly was not bad. But Medevac that is nigh on dead already. And ByuN is surviving to kind of get to you know, a little bit more build-up. Of course, Shin, if he attacks, and you can see ByuN is super defensive. Those high ground tanks, like, that is one hell of a position that they are holding on to right here. So that's going to be interesting to see develop, as you see Microbial Shroud's trying to help the Ultras into play, just making a line of Microbial Shroud. The Microbial Shroud Highway, as we're actually going to, it works pretty well. Corrosive Bile's killed off one of these Ultras. Yeah, others finally going down. The Roach Ravage will do a lot on the low ground. A lot of the tanks will fall. Man, the Roaches are still going on the high ground too. Is this just going to be enough? Wow, what a breakthrough from Shin. That's kind of impressive, because honestly, that defensive position from ByuN did not feel like something that was going to get broken down easily. So I'm going to say hats off to Shin. Like, he took that fight. He decided to take it. It actually genuinely really worked out for him as well. Microbial, that's one of the first times I think I've ever seen Microbial Shroud be used, and I'm actually like, wow, that fight went great for the Zerg compared to what I imagined, and I can only think that Microbial Shroud had a lot to say about that. That was amazing. Like I say, Shin just knocking this defensive Terran position away, and puts ByuN into a lot of trouble now then, because this position is obviously not really going to be loving having lost so much supply while playing defensively. I mean, obviously, if you kind of play defensive to get back in the game, great. But if your opponent can break down your defenses, then yeah, you're going to be a little bit screwed, plain and simple. And that's exactly where we sit right now. Is that's just going to be it. GG Shin gets a rare Zerg victory in a weekly cup, and he is going to take it 3-1 against ByuN. Shin, why don't you come and do this in the WardiTV Mondays, bro? I'd love to talk about you, the first ever Monday Cup champ, or the second ever Monday Cup champ, coming back and getting another win. Shin, please. He doesn't play on Mondays all the time, but, like, please do, because I'd love to see more. Yeah. Alrighty. So, my friends, we are going to go into our next game here in a few moments. We are going to go into some Team League action. So that's going to be it from the Kung Fu Cup games. Obviously, they wrapped up yesterday. Funnily enough, guys, next week I can't do Kung Fu Cup live. So next week is not going to be... next week there's not going to be Kung Fu Cup for me on the Wednesday. Instead, we'll do the Kung Fu Cup replays on the Thursday. I'm realizing it's probably just smart. I didn't think about that initially, but... yeah, we'll do Kung Fu Cup replays kind of similar as today, but next week. Because I'm out on Wednesday afternoon, so if I did Kung Fu Cup, I'd be able to do like 2 hours and I'd have to stop, so we'll just do the whole thing on Thursday, I think. So if that's something that you're interested in, then I'll be here Thursday again. For now, we're still going to cast. We're going to cast some more Team League. It's just a question of what we're going to cast, how we're going to cast it. So... let's get this into play. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to start off with Liquid versus Seagentus, because this is one which is just a couple maps from finishing. And then we kind of know what needs to happen in the Liquid and Seagentus scenarios for certain teams to move on through the playoffs. So, let me work on that first. So, first of all, let's go into... that. How am I going to do this? Team League. Show in folder. New folder. Group and cool. So yeah, we'll go into some Team League matches here, guys. Like I said, we're going to start with Liquid against Liquid against Jin. Had a couple games not played. If you remember, Creator was sick and couldn't play, so they did get caught up. All right. Sweet. Sorry guys, just finding all the replays and stuff. All the ads play. So yeah, let's do this like this. So let's go Liquid Genetic, download. I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to cast overall here in the team. I'm going to be live for like another hour and a bit. We'll just cast a few different matches. I might go through a couple matches and just, like, for example, Liquid and CJ played Xeratus. I don't know if I'm super eager to cast those full series. Because I don't really have another day to cast these. Like, I'm off on Tuesday. But I kind of just want to have Tuesday off because then I'm going to go into a bunch of casting the rest of the time. And Team Liquid map contests coming up. So I don't think we really want to do much there. So yeah, I think... I think we're going to probably have... Yeah, we're probably going to go and just cast what we can here, and that's probably going to be some of the last casts we do of the Team League group stage, and then the rest of the results will just go on Wikipedia. So let's just do that to begin with. Move up. So, which came first? So it's between Liquid and No Ace Jinair. It's 3-1 to No Ace Jinair, and we should do the 1v1 first, because that, in theory, comes first in the matchup. So let's do this. Creator versus Cure. As Liquid must win both of these games coming up to force an ace match, basically, is where we're at. So let's get into some Team League action. I'll leave put the Team League logo up. Why not? Cool. So, best of 7. No Ace Jinair leading 3-1. They had a great start to this series. And Liquid are still alive, so it's not done just yet. As we get into map 5, Creator has a chance to end this series right here and now if he can win this game. So let's see if that is going to be the case. He's the Blue Protoss player in the top left corner of the map, taking on the Red Terran in the bottom right from Team Liquid. This is No Ace Jin... No Ace Jinair's Creator in the top left, and then Team Liquid's Cure in the bottom right. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused. There's still a Jinair, so these guys made... so this Team League is, you're allowed to make up your own teams for it. And so Creator, Rogue, and SOS made their own team, and they called themselves No Ace Jinair because they're essentially the old Jinair boys, but without their ace player in Maru. So a little bit of a fun play on terms for them. So, yeah. Fun to have them with us. Let me get this started off. Racks coming through, Gateway and the Probe coming up, get the Barracks and the SCV coming around. Let me get going here on Tidal Citadel to figure out what we want to do in a bit of TVP. Like I say, Q must win this game then to keep Liquid alive. They will have a 2v2 to play after this. I believe it's Cure and SOS versus... Creator and SOS. I think against Cure and Mana. I think, off the top of my head. So there'll be a 2v2 after this. Obviously, even if Creator wins this game, they play the 2v2 anyway. All games are played in the first 6 games. So no matter what, we will have 2 maps here. Just going to be seeing the factory coming about. We get set up. Just going to be seeing the depot and the command center coming through. The Marine pulling over for a couple of moments. And yeah, the Adept and the Warp Gate coming about as well. Twilight Council building through. Adept and the Warp Gate building up for a moment. The Marine is going to come about. Get that underway for a couple moments here. Getting this started. Spellings coming through, Starport and the Orbital continue to come about. Just going to see the Adept is continue to move around as well. Again, Blink and the Stalker and the Warp Gate continue to come through. A couple of additional probes coming by, and that Adept is going to shade back to the top. A couple of Hellions around on the bottom side coming around as well. Medevac, SCVs, and the Widow Mines continue to come into place. The extra gates, the robotics facility coming online right now. The extra probes coming up. Blink is about halfway done. That warp gate's about finished. Aliens will continue towards the upper left-hand side. Gates Robo continue to come through. The Adept is going to be there fighting against those Hellions. I'm just going to push this away. So Kira not going to really get through these Hellions for anything right now. He has got the Medevac, and we'll load up with triple Widow Mine to try and make something happen while Coretta heads into the pretty typical Blink for the moment. And get this going. And the Medevac comes over. Just going to be seeing a couple of Hellions will come through, ready to drop into the back of this natural. So, in we go. One Widow Mine in. Just going to hit the probe for a couple of moments, or at least try to. Nice one, Burrow, actually, because this is going to buy more lost mine time. We'll see how the micro goes here. Blink not done, so that first Stalker goes down, plus the probes get splashed. Oh, this is disastrous. Another Widow Mine about to hit on the low ground. This one repositions. Okay, we've killed 5 probes so far. Up in the main base, we just get one more, but we save the Medevac, which is obviously huge, because that means that that will be coming back again a bit further down the line. So that's going to be massive as this Prism of Creator heads down to the bottom side as well. Bunker, Tank, Marines, and SCVs still coming through. The Barracks coming online. Starport switches across to place the Reactor. And we do see our 3 racks factory and the Starport all gathering on in together. Adept and the Stalker joining up. Stalker in the top left hanging about, ready to keep zoning the Medevac away for a few more moments. The Stalker just sitting tight. The Prism is going to set up overhead, and we are going to have ourselves the chance to maybe, possibly, get some damage done here on the counter here from Creator. He is playing the 3 gateways. It's not 4 gateways. It's not super aggro, but obviously would like to do something here considering the fact he's just taken a little bit of damage himself. A fair bit of damage as well, realistically, right? A Stalker. Many probes went down. This tank is a little exposed. We are slowly bringing Stalkers over to deal with it. He is on the low ground evacuated. There's 2 bunkers on the low ground, but this is a big commitment to the main base. The Stimpak's going to die as well. Q does not have a defense against that, as we will see these Stalkers still committing through. They should be able to blink to the low ground and get out of here, but this was great from Creator. He did some pretty serious damage pretty quickly to start us off. Not bad at all as the Marines pull back over to the couple of bunkers. The Medevac here on the other side of the map ends up leaving as well. If these Stalkers just load back into the Prism and maybe look for another opportunity in these next few moments, figuring out where we might be able to fire up this attack a little bit. So, trying to see what we can do. The Prism loads, and we are going to go for the unload into this main base. The Observer goes down, the Stalker's blinked up. Tank will continue to fire. The Prism unloads some Zealots onto the Siege Tank here as well. Tank still trying to fire back across. The tank falls. A few more SCVs are going to pull in, chasing down those Zealots. The Prism pulls a bit further back. The Viking, trying to get after the Prism as well, is going to be chased. The Prism loads up. We're going to unload back down to the low ground. And we just have ourselves, I mean, that's a lot of supply lead from Kira. So this wave of attack from Creator did not go as well. I mean, overall, Kira didn't really think about it, but Creator's actually still only on 46 workers here, so his economy is still pretty low. There's a Raven across the map. Doesn't have any kills yet, but yeah, Creator has not really taken advantage of the position he's had, because he hasn't really set himself up well back at home. Like, if he had the 3rd base a bit sooner, a few more probes, maybe he sacrificed that to put as much pressure on as he did. And to be fair, at first I really liked the pressure, but given time and realizing maybe the cost of which it came with, I don't really like it a lot. As the few Marines step over, the Stalker's going to fight. Just going to see them continue to blink backward there. The tank will siege. And again, we have that Nexus finishing up over here. 5 more gateways coming through. High Templar and the probes coming about. Storm and the charge building up. I'm just going to be having a couple of barracks finishing in the main base. It's going to be 5 racks in total for us here as the Stalkers sit out the front. Ghost Academy is building straight through, by the way, so again, that Ghost Academy up and online. So you see Kua continue to get the tech online for himself right now. Those 1-on-1 upgrades and that combat shield still building by. The concussive shell is also producing. The Stalkers down to the bottom left side is continuing to come into play as well then, so keep bringing that up. Just going to see that Ghost Academy coming through too. Like I say, the Prism is retreating back home. The Zealots and the Sentry are going to come back across for a few moments as well. And we have ourselves Creator looking for another push, but he'd be attacking into upgraded Bio, which is going to be stimmed, combat shielded, and pretty much has everything to kind of play with here. Don't think Creator can really justify an attack into this position in the slightest. So if units stepping through, he does have Storm, obviously that's nice from Creator. Can use Storm's, been a big way to help himself out. Dropped a feedback or two as well. That's why the Ghost is so important here, right? EMP is going to be great against the shields, but also great at knocking those, High Templar out of the equation in the grand scheme of things as well. Now we see a few Marauders looking to come down this ramp. The Zealots, the Immortal, and everything else gathering about. And just have ourselves a little bit of moving around. Just going to be seeing the Guardian Shield popping up. The Zealots, Archon charging forward. We are going to step into this. The SCVs are going to pull. Just going to be seeing the Zealots continue to drop down. Another couple of Storms still falling into place. This Bio Army continue to fight. I mean, 16 SCVs go down already here from Kua. Looking to keep Team Liquid alive. It's obviously an important match as well. Winner of this has a very high chance of making playoffs, where the loser is very likely going to be in a lot of trouble in terms of trying to advance. As that Bio Army still chases forward. 17 SCVs going down. The 1-1 upgrades help a lot. Like I say, the eco damage is massive, but do we have anything else here? Probably not. I think that's going to be it from Creator, and his supply is not healthy coming out of this. So he's actually in a lot of bother in the next few moments. It's going to be seeing Marine Marauder coming back through. The Medevac's building up. The SCV's on the way. At that Nexus on as well. Just going to be seeing the Prism is going to load and pull over to that right side for a couple of moments. These Storms gathering up. Feedbacks onto one or two of the Ghosts. Another Storm coming down as well. Not too much really coming from this. We'll continue to dive in. That's a big Storm. As Kua still has a good numbers advantage though. The Prism bringing... I'm pretty sure those High Templar are both without Storms. I'm not sure what he feels like he's bringing forward with that Prism at all. I think he just lost count of the Storms that he had. Because, yeah, I don't think that was actually a Prism that should have flown forward at all. It's lucky to be alive. 14 probes go down. If nothing else, we've done good eco damage. And Kua can probably fall away from this and just rebuild comfortably. He lands a snipe on the High Templar, though, and he's actually still trading through everything else. The Stalkers are not going to last long on their own, nor is that Immortal. It at least has his barrier back, but that only buys you a few extra seconds. As this Bioforce is too much. GG says Creator, and Team Liquid are going to come back into this series by at least a game as Kua comes through and is able to be victorious to take this to a 2-3 scoreline now. Alrighty, so we got a little cheeky tie up at the moment. Take a few moments and get ready then to go into another game. So it's going to go into a game 6 here, guys, with the series still on the line. We're going to go to the 2v2, and it is going to be Creator and SOS, and it will be Kua vs Mana. So it is the series I thought it was, or is the matchup of players that I thought it was. So we'll go into that and decide what we're going to do. Yeah, in terms of... Yeah, let's just do this first, and then we'll discuss what we do in terms of other games that we cover as well. Shortly, I think. It's probably the way to go about this. Cool. Let's go into the 2v2 then, guys. Let's just send it into 2v2 straight away. We do not need to wait right now. We can just go. Alright, in the top right side, Creator and SOS, they didn't set the colors. How dare they? Alright, Creator and SOS will be the double Protoss team in the top right of this 2v2. Taking on Kua and Mana, see if they can navigate the language barrier to come together here this Protoss Terran combo. Depot goes down, pylon gets placed. He gets set up for a couple moments. Probes are coming through, pylon's getting built. And yeah, we got the SCV and the depot continue to build online for a couple of moments. So I guess maybe 1 second, I just need a tab. Alright, barracks coming through, refinery coming about, we got the gateway coming on both sides, the assimilators will build up as well. And we just have ourselves a couple of workers crossing pathways here. Nexus going down from Creator. So we got that set up, gate and the assimilator coming by, barracks and the SCV coming up. The gates building for now. So the probes will come through, and we just have ourselves the setup on the low ground, getting ready initially. So bring that into play, another gateway there going to complete. We'll just take a few moments to see where this goes. Typically, Protoss, it's an interesting combination. I actually think Protoss can be very strong up to about like 10 minutes or so. I think the more that you let the other team get into like a real kind of combined composition, the more you struggle a bit because they can basically both counter Protoss, right? And that typically becomes kind of rough for you. But there's some ways you can play it. Like one guy can play Phoenix, one guy can play Stalkers. You can both play Stalkers and just hit some very powerful timers. I think there are ways to make Protoss work. So, see what happens over the course of this. Reaper Command Center and the barracks all continuing up for a few moments here. Just going to see the Cybercore and the Nexus coming about, the pylon coming in, and yeah, a few extra probes producing through as we speak as well. The Reaper will be taking a bit of a chance to go across the map and poke over to the other side and just get in there and see what else we could maybe do. Phoenix would be sick. Is is everyone going mass Phoenix a bit much? Might be okay to an extent, right? The moment someone gets like an Archon out or something, though, you're both doubly screwed, I guess. But I mean, hey, a lot of TVT used to be about one guy feeding one player going Phoenix, so overall maybe the combination is better. As we are going to see Stargate Robo actually coming out from Mana, interestingly enough. Just the Stargate from SOS, no tech structure from Creator Cure. This is going to be triple Raxing, so he's going to be very biocentric in these early stages. So the Terran in this mix of Protoss is looking to, like I say, be very bio-focused and just say, I'm going to have a ton of units. Mana opens with the Oracle. I imagine he's just going to go Oracle into, you know, Immortals and so, because if you build that Robo so quickly, you're not probably going to stack up a bunch of Stargate units. Because the moment that someone goes double Stargate, like what SOS is doing, your Phoenix would just get outnumbered and they're completely wasted. So I think that probably makes a lot of sense from Mana, as you just see that Creator is going to go the Robo route. So you're seeing basically the double Protoss team. One guy's going to go big on the Phoenix. The other guy's not going to go Blink as I maybe said he would, but a bit more Robo-y. Maybe a bit more just kind of big ground defense, right? Like an Immortal. Maybe we get Colossus up, because if you're expecting Marines or so, it'd be intriguing. Mana actually does build a Phoenix, and I'm really surprised by this Robo. Because I really felt like the idea of this would probably should be just not build a Phoenix, maybe two Oracles, but he's going to build an Immortal as well. Like I say, to me, the issue with building the Phoenix is you're just likely to get outnumbered, but with them. Maybe he just builds one and it's for a little bit of defense as well. Maybe then I don't hate it so much. This Oracle does pick up 4 or 5 kills to start things off, but it's going to be in reach of a Phoenix, and that means it's dead. And it's taking too much damage to recall out of there, so that goes down. Now that you've seen a Phoenix, do we move away from Phoenix production? No. We're going to stick to it. And he's going to throw down a second Stargate. In that case, I really don't like this Robo. Because now you start to build an Immortal, you cancel it, and now we're just not using the Robo at all. And look how late his second Stargate is to a second Stargate that's finished from SOS. Like, Mana is significantly behind in this Phoenix War, so he's going to be very behind in that regard. Creator going to go Robo Bay, we kind of expected that. Colossus. Could we argue maybe Disruptors? I think Colossus is going to be a lot safer. Phoenix Colossus as a composition in 1v1 is pretty good, so maybe this is like an extended version of it. Could be kind of interesting. And you have the few Phoenix of SOS trekking forward. The Marines gathering up, the Observer overhead, going to keep an eye on things for a few moments. Just going to gather those up there, and yeah, the +1 attack upgrade coming through. The factory still trickling along. few refineries coming up as well. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines joining up together as well. The Phoenix is just going to be here, ready to try and fly through and fight where possible. And yeah, the Colossus, the Gateway, the Fleet Beacon coming online in this main base as well. Chunk of Marines are going to step away from a scan that comes down already. So just going to be seeing that scan coming straight into play. Getting that in position just initially, get that started. Trying to see what else is going on. Lots of Marines gathering up. Just going to see the Phoenix flying through. See one more warp in. There's that Fleet Beacon, so like I said, you can get Phoenix range up. Manager's building 3 Phoenix at a time. Is he going to be competitive in the Phoenix count? I mean, right now it's 7 to 8, so honestly it's not as bad as I thought it might be. Like I say, Courageous building the Colossus and a bit of a ground army to go along with it. And Curious still just very bio-focused. I don't love how many Marines he has up against Colossus. I don't love the complete lack of like factory kind of, you know, support units or just anything else here. Kind of wondering what Mana and Q's timing window looks like. I mean, Mana's going up to 4 bases, Q's getting ready for 3, but they're about to get hit themselves, so I'm not sure when they thought they were going to be fighting, but they're going to end up fighting very, very shortly here as the opponents come across the map and look to apply this pressure. Like I say, we'll see what the Phoenix War goes, or how the Phoenix War goes, because that's going to dictate a lot of what happens in this. The Observer gets shot down pretty quickly as well, so that's going to go down already, and we are going to sit here and get ready to fight on through a little bit, so over we go. Phoenix, you're going to shoot a couple of Phoenix going down. Obviously, both have range. Bio going to stim at this. SCVs are going to pull as well. I mean, you're setting up for the late game, so if you just survive here, is this good for you? I do not like what Mana's doing so far. I feel like his Phoenix are not getting the better shots off. He's going to try and re-engage in, but he loses the Phoenix, and SOS is able to just take a little bit of a better Phoenix trade on that trade. One more, couple shots. Again, Phoenix still getting blasted. I think Mana's losing in the skies, and the Colossus are doing work on the ground. The Marines are going down. No thermal lands even just yet from Creator, and his Colossus have survived a long time. The Phoenix went out from SOS, so he can start to just lift up. Here's supply, especially, is going down in the wrong direction. The problem is anything that Mana builds is going to get shredded very quickly. He doesn't have an answer necessary to Phoenix, right? I mean, maybe this Mortal should be lifted so it doesn't do so much damage to the Colossus, but it doesn't really matter. SOS seems to be controlled, and there's a couple of Vikings pop out from Cura, but I think this is going to be a little bit too much. Another Viking taking some damage. The Colossus laser beams continue to power through, and I think this one is going to go the way of No Ace Jin Air, which would end this series in their favor, move them into 4 match wins in the group stage, and that is absolutely massive for them. GG's Creator and SOS are going to take it down. So Creator and SOS take this down. And that is massive because, like I say, in Group A, what that means is that, yeah, they are going to be guaranteed through, because even if Liquid and CJ Entus win against Exeritus, No Ace Jin Air's map score is through the roof in comparison. So it's kind of a big deal. Actually, I'm kind of looking at this. I'm looking at this. I'm like, well, the only games we have left to play in Group A are the Liquid and Exeritus and the CJ and Exeritus matchups. I don't think I'm going to cast those. Do you guys want to just run through those games to see what the scores are so we know how Group A finishes? Like, would that would that interest you guys? The other thing for No Ace Jin Air, by the way, is they're guaranteed to start in the winner bracket because they can't be overtaken. At the very least, they're second place. So they're not just safe. They are going to be the top of anyone else that gets to 4 and 2. Because the best Liquid can get to is plus 12. The best CJ Entus can get to is plus 9. You know what? This is actually kind of crazy because what does CJ Entus need? So CJ Entus, say they 6-0 Exeritus, they'd be plus 9. They would need Liquid to what? 4-2 or worse. So they need Exeritus to probably take 2 maps off Liquid, because 5-1 is going to be good for Liquid still. Oh man. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to just quickly run through the Liquid and CJ versus Exeritus games to... And when I say quickly, I mean, like, we're literally going to blast through and just see what the scores are. Just so we know how this Group A wraps up. Because I'm going to cast a couple games from Group B. But my best suggestion right now might just be to kind of possibly go like that a little bit. I'm definitely going to cast Polish Power versus Shopify, by the way. That's going to be the next series we cast as we do cast anything. X speed the replays and try to cast. I think what we'll do, I think let's go into the Shopify versus Polish Power games, and what I'm going to do is after the stream I'm going to 8x through the replays and just get the scores of those other matches. But what we'll do Shopify versus Polish Power. Get that one finished. That tells us a little bit about where this group sits, because then Shopify are either 3-1 or 2-2 in Group B. I also have the Villains Bonkers games I'm just going to also speed through. I'm probably not looking to cast much else in general, to be honest. So yeah, let's just cast the Polish. I think let's cast Polish Power versus Shopify because I have the full end of this series guaranteed, and then we'll just update the rest of the results on Wikipedia as I get them. Because that's going to probably be about where I want to end the stream today anyway. And we can maybe hang around for 5 minutes and just kind of speed through and see if there's any crazy upsets or anything. But I think that's probably the best kind of approach right now. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. All right. In that case, let's get ready for some 2v2. Which of these matchups should be first? Let's maybe keep it official. New Bed of Chaos is going to be 2-2 between Polish Power and Shopify Rebellion, and we have a couple of 2v2s to decide the series. So let's get this ready to rumble. Did the South Americans not show up today as well? No, we everything is already played. It's all replays, right? I'm just deciding what I want to cast or what not to cast. Is all. Yeah, I have not decided what to do. Yeah, I think, well, I think I've decided now. I think we're going to cast this series, and then after this, we just zap through some replays and see where the scores are at. I just realized I didn't run ads. Okay, the ads are going to play at the start of this game, guys. I apologize. I messed up. I didn't run ads because I was busy talking to myself about what to do. I'm such an evil streamer. All right, I'll kick this off when we get into Laser and Geralt in the top versus Lambo and Hossam in the bottom right. This one was originally delayed from a week or two ago, but we'll play through this, and we'll see what this result gives us, and we'll go from there. So, Overlord towards the upper left side, a couple of gates in the simulator coming through. Probe, hatch gas pool, all of that continue to come about. Hatch gas and pool coming in again. Nexus and the gateway coming online. Keeping around a little into this natural. Just going to see this Nexus building up for a few moments here from Hossam. And we have the probe chasing and nibbling at the other probe for a few moments as well. You're going to see a Cybernetic core going down on the main base. And yeah, Cybercore, Nexus, the simulator, all continuing through for the moment. Hatch gas and pool building in. We are going to be seeing a little bit of a gas being taken here from Hossam, not allowing Geralt to gas steal it or anything crazy like that for the first few moments, making sure this stays nicely controlled and that we're going to keep a hold of our game in our favor at the moment. Still do a decent job of that just for now. Get this underway. There's a couple things going to chase, probe coming about, a couple pings around the map as we obviously have some discussion about what's going on here initially. And Laser and Geralt teaming up to figure out where things will go. A couple stalkers going to move around the Queen. We'll go and throw an inject down as well, so we get some progress, we make some action happen. Get this underway. So far, so good. Just going to be seeing the Baneling nest coming up on both sides. The link speed coming in. Warp gates building. Stalkers and the sentry coming online. The gates building as well. Just going to have ourselves the pings to that left side coming through once more. Two Stalkers get underneath this Overlord. Immediately going to take some damage. Just going to be firing a few shots off. Just going to see that Overlord going down initially. So again, just going to be seeing that grabbed. And the Stalkers pulled back over to the right-hand side. So peel back to the right a little bit. We do see a lot of units coming across the map. Ling speed's about to kick in. So we are going to have Lings, Stalkers, and Aggression in general ready to go. Now we have Hearthstone on a bunch of sentries. So that's going to help a lot on this defense that they're about to try and pull out here on New Bed of Chaos. So let's see how Hearthstone does with these few force fields available. And again, the Twilight Council, the Nexus still building in. The Lings and the Battery coming up as well. The other Zerglings stepping through for a little bit. And again, Blink on the way up. That Nexus and the Probe still coming about. Another ping coming down for a couple of moments. Just going to be seeing how Zerglings getting back up to the top left-hand side. Stalkers get there, just going to grab the Zergling for a few moments too. And again, the Lair and the Queen and the drones continue to build about. The hatchery continue to come into place. And just have a few Stalkers there to chase the Lings around for a little bit. And again, we just gather ourselves up for a few more moments. If CJ enters in Liquid tie, would the tiebreaker be head-to-head or map score? Map score. Map score is your overall performance, especially when all maps are played. Map score is a very good indicator of who performed better in the league, right? If you've both played within this, pretty much the same amount of maps outside of an ace match or two, then map score to me is an indicator of which team has been stronger over the course of the league, which to me is the whole point of a round robin group stage. So I always take I always take map score first as a tiebreaker. Like, you might have been better than that one individual team on that day, but overall across the league, you scored less than the other guys did, right? So that's my view of it. That's why that's why map score is the initial tiebreaker in these situations, and that's one of the reasons why I think playing all 6 maps is kind of cool, because map score can become very important. It means that every game remains important throughout the course of the league for you as well, right? If Liquid and CJ enters both lose, then Stanley Balls win. Yeah, I mean, that's also crazy too. Can you imagine Stanley Balls just took that ace map off Basilisk, or just one of the extra maps off Basilisk, and had another win? Can you imagine a world where maybe Liquid and CJ Entus went out and Stanley Balls made it through? That'd be actually kind of nuts. They had a great season. Stanley Balls were great, just so close a couple of times over. We'll do a little bit of pinging around. A few Lings are going to go chasing. The issue with Stanley Balls is they don't really have that ace kind of power. Like, they don't have the ability. They have a very strong team across the first 6 maps. But they don't have like that ace power to pick up Game 7 a couple of times. I think is really what lost it for them over the course of the season, right? So, yeah. It's been a cool season of Team League. I know we've had a lot of ups and downs, and the admin side of it's been horrific, and watching it's been difficult because there's been so many games that got stopped halfway through and whatever, but it's been a season full of storylines, if nothing else. Geralt, what are we doing, buddy? We're out on the map on our own. That's just asking for trouble. A laser is not close enough to really help out here initially. Of course, we're going to try and blink to the low ground, but we're going to lose a serious amount of Stalkers. And now we force field the Roaches in because the laser had to try and help Geralt. And so Geralt gets a laser's Roaches killed. Oh, dear. That is a disaster. And that was all Geralt as well. He's just out on the map. He's in the middle of nowhere, just on his own. And he basically gives up, first of all, a bunch of his Stalkers, and then even worse, as a laser has to come and try and help him, and a laser loses about 10 Roaches or so freely because he tries to help Geralt. And in a position where, what's a laser realistically going to do here? Like, he's trying to shoot down a couple of Lings, and it costs him like 10 Roaches or so. So, yeah, pretty cool in that regard. As you see the Dark Shrine, the Robo Facility coming up. Gateway Probes, the +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. Stalker Sentries. The Roaches continue over to that left-hand side. So they gather up over there. A few more Stalkers get through the middle of the map. A couple of Banes are going to split apart. One Baneling going down, the other Baneling pulling off to the sides. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers pulling back through. Overlord gets picked off. The other Stalkers in the center is going to gather up as well. They'll continue to chase, and a couple of Stalkers get pushed away for a few moments also. I'm just going to be seeing 20 additional Zerglings, 26 additional Zerglings, lair building through. Carapace, +2 attack upgrade, and the Colossus coming on both sides. Dark Shrine and Robo Facility also producing in as the Lings are going to come swarming. The Baneling is going to be there and looking to see those Lings push back the other way. The rest of this Ling Bane army looking to once more maneuver around and figure out where we want to go. It's going to go for a dive in. Stalker going to get grabbed immediately here. The rest of these Roaches coming across, a couple of force fields coming down. The Zergling gets grabbed, and we are going to see now the rest of the Stalker Sentry swinging around to the far right-hand side to figure out where they want to go. The Overlord gets jumped on as well. Again, +2 attack, Colossus, Gateways, all coming by. That Dark Shrine kill still coming through. The Lings are going to spread out. Roaches are going to try and burrow forward as well. The Lings are going to get force field away here for a couple of moments. I mean, I like the burrowed Roaches, but they're being tracked, so not sure how far through we're going to get. Overall, supply of Lambo is obviously significantly lower than a laser, but he is playing the Lings instead of the Roaches, so that Roach supply inflation. And Hossam has a bit higher supply than Geralt. Overall, this is what, about 150-ish? 150, 160 supply to about 160 to 170 or so at a quick bit of math, 175, 180 maybe. So it's a little bit of a supply lead from the Polish power squad. We'll see if they can pull that through to an advantage and a win here overall. Is just going to see those Roaches still gathering together. Just going to throw a Nexus down on that left-hand side. Put that in position. A Rubber Bay coming up, +2 melee. 24 more Zerglings coming by. The additional drones are coming up. The Lings are going to go running after a couple of Roaches over on this right side as well. Also trying to find some damage here. As those Roaches just get chased, a couple of cannons are going to go shooting the Lings. Should be able to chase that Roach right over to the corner. Stalkers and Sentries are now going to pull forward as well and just going to jump onto this hatchery. So the hatchery taking some damage. The Roaches will chase through, and the Stalker's going to blink back. A couple of additional force fields going down. The Overseer's getting shot at as well. One more Stalker, one more Sentry being picked off at the moment. The Guardian Shield still active. We continue to push through. The Zerglings of Lambo will continue down the bottom side here. And again, that Guardian Shield sitting strong at the moment. The Colossus laser beaming its way through a bunch of Zerglings at the moment as well. We'll continue through that for the moment. The Lingbane still coming across. Zealot going down. The Stalker's there to fight against the rest of these Zerglings. A couple of Zealots coming over. That Nexus is going to be denied. And that is going to be those Stalkers still pushing those Lings back around on the right side. Stalkers pushing through. Roaches being chased. And we are going to have the Sentries there to help out as well. So we are going to see Hossam with a pretty serious push here. But I think overall, the Shopify Rebellion guys are just running a little bit out of steam right now. Hossam trying to pull back 160 to the 90 supply, 160 and 90 supply. Lambo's supply is just really low. And I think that's the issue. Is like he's got these Lings which maybe don't need to be as high on the supply count, but like it's just a little bit too low. And like they can harass, but we need to be able to take a big fight. And I don't think Hossam's army's really made to take a big fight. Not as Geralt has also been teching his army up as well, and that's been improving over time here also. As what's up, Speed Racer? 6 years on the resub. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. 6 freaking years. It's the well, pull that forward because we have this fight breaking out, but I just don't think Hossam's going to be able to have enough. He's killing a lot of these Roaches. Disruptor shows up. Penetrate well enough. We've got a few Stalkers being annoying elsewhere as well, dealing some damage to Geralt and a laser. Laser supply drops a lot, but Lambo is down at sub 50 supply as well, so he's really not posed to do much in this game. And I think after Hossam had to fight off a laser, it's going to be very hard for Hossam then also fight against Geralt, because I do think Geralt with the triple Colossus is going to be very good here too. And the Stalker's just kind of blinking forward. The Colossus to kind of back this up. Disruptor shot was decent, honestly, but like I said, I think it's going to be hard for it to truly be enough overall. The Lings of Lambo keep going down. They'll keep melting to the Colossus as well. These Colossus are going to be massive in this game as more Zerglings potentially get made. One of these Colossus already has 38 kills just to exemplify just how good they can be as we shove on in. And it looks as though the Polish power are going to take a map advantage here and go up 3-2 in this best of 7. And we'll put a little bit of pressure on the Shopify Rebellion, who will have to win a Game 6. And in this case now, if they want to win the series, we'll also have to win an ace match if they can win Game 6 and force the ace match if they want to win this series. And of course the Rebellion, if they win this series, they're looking good for playoffs, but it's a little bit tougher if they lose. It's not impossible, but winning this one when they were already 2-2 was one of the ones I feel like felt very doable. Obviously, pressure will be on in this next 2v2 because they're going to be down in the series now. As you can see, that this army of Geralt is not going anywhere. And GG says Lambo, GG says Houston. The Polish Power Boys are going to take the 3-2 advantage going into a map 6 in just a couple of moments. So map 6 will be played on Undercurrent. It's going to be Houston and ByuN taking on Geralt and Spirits. It's actually going to be Terran Protoss versus Terran Protoss coming up in a moment. You don't think you've seen Colossus vs. Stalkers? You probably have. You probably just don't remember it, because usually when you see Colossus vs. Stalkers, the Stalkers blink on the Colossus and they die so quickly, you probably forgot they were even in the fight. Yeah. Usually if there's Colossus against Stalkers, they just die so fast. Because you just blink on them. Because if they have Colossus, they don't have enough to stop you from just blinking in. And blinking in like, insta-killing like 20 supply is almost always fine. Because the Colossus army is not really made up in such a way that can kind of punish it, so... And obviously this is a very weird scenario anyway, because why would you have built Colossus if the Stalker's in the game? But genuinely, like, you probably have seen it happen, and you just don't remember it because the Colossus always, like, insta-die. That's my opinion of how it plays out, at least, so... Yeah... Alright, so we'll come through in a little bit, guys. Figure out what we want to do. So wait for some ads and we'll continue by, guys. This is Wardy Team League? Yes, we're just doing a couple of WardiTV Team League games. For the moment. Alright, let's go into Undercurrent and get this on the go. Start out. Let's kick this off. So, we have ourselves this ready to go in the top right side. It is going to be Geralt and Spirit and the Polish Power up a game in this series at the moment. Get this ready to rumble. And having the bottom side of the map, ByuN and Houston. Terran and Protoss coming through as well. So, getting this set up, getting this ready to go in the next few moments. Get this all started very, very shortly here. Cracks coming up, probe on the way, refinery coming through, have an SCV on. So far, so good as we just get settled in. Gonna be having a couple of gates coming through on the side of Harsum then. The barracks coming up. Gate and the barracks coming up as well. Again, Cybercore coming through. Reaper and Orbital coming about. Command Center dropping down to the low ground. Just going to see the CC dropping in here from Spirit as well. Barracks is building up the Marine for a few moments, so we get that on the go. Let's get that started here and see where things are going to head to over the next few moments. Yeah, nothing super crazy just yet. Nexus in the gate, but we have the in-base not taken yet by Harsum. I imagine he'll do that soon. He's just double gating, so he's a little bit slower to that than the opposing Protoss. But typically that in-base does belong to the Protoss. Obviously, Terran Command Centers can fly, so if you come under pressure, then you can obviously float the Terran Command Center back, whereas you can't float the Protoss Nexus back. That's why the Terrans don't take the in-base on the Terran Protoss combo. This probe coming around, trying to see what's up. It's going to be pinging a route here as the probe pulls across. Trying to jump on toward this SCV. Not going to see much success yet. The bunker will drop down into place. The probe continues to nibble, and a couple of Marines are going to step forward. The probe is going to go down already. It's going to be seeing the Stargate and the Twilight Council continue through. Marines will fight. Adept is going to get there. The bunker goes down. The other couple of Adepts will continue to shade forward right now. Just going to try and get up this ramp. Adepts and the Reaper will push through. The couple of Marines already going down. Again, Oracle and the Warp Gate continue to build. A couple of the Marines will continue to fight against that Adept right now. A couple of the SCVs are going to be there. The Marines still stemming forward at the moment. Adept going down. The other Adept going to fire. I'm just going to be seeing this Marine still trying to fire back as well. Another couple of Marines pop out. The Adept continue to take some hits. It will go down. And now this Oracle from Harsum flies in just to try and get a little bit more done. So a couple of these probes continue to come through. Just going to be seeing a few more of these workers continue to drop right here. So that's a really good amount of damage being dealt right now. The Reaper continue to chase the SCV coming about. Now we have the Cyclone lock into the Oracle. The Oracle will just commit though. Harsum's going to be on 10 kills or so, I believe, by the time that this Oracle goes down. He killed 10 probes of Geralt, and 5 SCVs and 5 Marines of Spirit have died. So it's been a very successful starting point from the Rebellion. They are off to the races on this game of Undercurrent, and of course they need to be. They need to get this Game 6 won, so they can tie this series up 3-3 and push us into an ace match. Charge coming up, Phoenix on the way. Continue to bring that through just for a couple of moments. Just going to be seeing a couple Phoenix going to get across there. Oracle going to get caught. And we just try and see what else is happening for the moment. And then Twilight Council coming through. Stimpack Factory, a couple engineering bays coming out. Twilight Council, the Gate, and the Blink continue to come by as well, just for now. Get that into play and see what we can do. And seeing that charge is building up, going to be done here shortly on the side of Geralt, but his supply definitely going to be hurting a bit after so much economic loss in the early stages of the game. A couple of Phoenix going to gather around as well. Still just seeing ourselves the 1-1 upgrades. The Stimpack coming through. Factory, the missile turret, the refinery coming into play. The bunker still settling down. That Blink is currently boosting on the Twilight Council as well, so just bring that straight across. I think the Stalker is still trying to gather in together right now as well. Just going to be seeing that Nexus settling onto the third base. We do have ourselves a couple of bases setting up also. We do have ourselves that Starport building in the main, the Orbital Command coming through too. Again, Stimmin +1, continue to get by here just for a few moments. Trying to see what else is happening. Trying to see what else we get done is... I'm just going to see the Phoenix are going to move by. Supply-wise, ByuN is leading Spirit. Harsum and Geralt are pretty similar. Okay, I always like to compare, especially obviously mirrored matchups here, since you can kind of compare the supplies and get a quick read on where we're at. So a little bit of a lead to the Rebellion, and that makes sense with what's happened so far. Like I say, it's been a lot of workers lost. You're also trying to play Phoenix into a Temple Archives. I don't know if I love that for Geralt, because it feels like he's never going to have like a load of Phoenix. And if you're never going to have a load of Phoenix, then I'm not really loving this in general right now. So yeah, not really loving that at all just yet. We see the few Phoenix still gathering together. The Marine going to come across with the Adept right now. Just going to see that Adept is going to fight. Going to see another ping up to the top side. Just going to see the Stalkers moving through. And we do have the Stalkers going to blink underneath. Going to get after these Phoenix already. Just going to grab those. And a couple of those Phoenix already begin to go down. So Phoenix taking a bunch of damage. Again, 2-2 upgrades coming about. Combat shield coming in. Plus 1 vehicle weapons is coming online as well. So continue to get that all underway just for the moment. Marine and the Stalkers continue to come through. The rest of the Marines in the upper right moving around as well. The Stalkers continue to come by there for a little bit. Stalkers get to that top left-hand side. So again, trying to see what else is going on. 2-2 upgrades, vehicle weapons coming through. The Marines and the siege tanks still coming about. SCVs and the depots continue to come over as well. Marines and the tanks still building. We're going to see the Marines get into the low ground. The orbital command is going to flow forward there as well. A couple tanks will siege. It's going to get blocked at the moment. You see that orbital ready to drop straight down here. A few Marines in the medevac still pushing through. We do have the Zealots and the Archons on that right side gathering about. A few Marines going to stem over. A few other Marines pulling back. Going to see the Stalkers blinking up. They're going to get a chase in after this as well. So a few of those Zealots and the Archons still being pushed away for a few more moments here right now. We continue to scan about into the center. We are going to take a bit of a fight here. Horsemen having to pull away for a couple of moments too. Just pulling it back away from this. The Marines pushing forward. The Marines getting pulled back. And again, a couple of tanks going to be gathered up there for now. We just have ourselves the shots coming around. Tanks will still fire. Gonna have our 2-2 upgrades, the vehicle weapons coming in, additional Marines coming about, our command center building, and again the barracks continue to produce at the moment. Just gonna have ourselves a little bit of a ping around. That's a lot of pinging. Spirit is going wild with the pings right here. I'm just going to see that tank still in position. A few more shots going off. SCVs are getting battered for a few moments as well. And again, the +2 attack upgrade about to be done. That Robobay of Halston is about to finish up, and we are poised to maybe see this push in. I mean, gun supply is massive at the moment. Halston is trailing Geralt on the supply. And look at the unit counts. I mean, Geralt is up at 37 Zealots and 3 Archons. So to be fair, it's very Zealot heavy. I mean, do I like the Stalkers in from Halston? They got to provide some value, right? It's going to be hard for all of these Zealots to fight at once, whereas Halston's Zealot should be able to provide a front line, while the Stalkers shoot from behind as well. So I think that amount of Zealots, considering the mass amount of Marines that Geralt has, is probably okay here overall. I'm just going to scan about. 3-3 still coming up. 2-2 on the way as well on the side of Spirit right now. Again, Geralt getting the Forge, the Gateways, and the +1 attack upgrade coming through too. Medevac boosting over. The tank going to shoot. Do we not have the vision? Are we just not in reach anymore? Apparently we're not in reach. I'm not sure what... I guess one tank was already firing. We get a few Marines coming in from the high ground. No vision there initially by Spirit, so we lose the tank. And now we see ByuN pushing forward. The Stalkers and the Zealots are going to commit through as well. A lot more Marines, Zealots, Archons pushing their way in. These Marines will continue to fire. The orbital command goes down. A few Phoenix are going to continue to stream across. We are going to see the Zealots. We are going to see the Archons. We are going to see the rest of this continue to pull through at the moment. Stalkers will continue to fight. The few Marines getting caught in that stasis ward as well. And the rest of these Marines keep on fighting. The Archon's going down. The Phoenix being chased. Marines trying to come in from the other direction. The Zealots are going to chase forward as well. Stalkers showing up. Just going to get the tanks lifted into the skies. Overall, ByuN and Halston are still holding the supply lead out of this. They're going to retreat away for the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, they are looking solid to maybe take this through to an ace match here in this game number 6. Alright, we do see the bio coming through once again. Stalker Marine pushing forward, just going to be seeing some actions coming through. We have ourselves a little bit of a push about. The orbital going to be there. A couple of Archons coming around. And this army of ByuN and Hearthstone just repositioning. They've rebounded supply-wise very nicely as well, growing straight back up after that previous fight. Spirit's hurting a lot, obviously losing that third base and losing this base here. Just these bases in general going down for Spirit have basically stopped him from getting back on track supply-wise. And Geralt's still struggling to get any of his units into the fight properly. Like, Zeld's going to run through, the Archons run forward, trying to get involved. Now the Colossus show up here from Hearthstone as well. This is looking like it's going to be a bit too much. ByuN and Hearthstone are going to get the GGs out of the Polish power. And that is going to mean that ByuN and Hearthstone are going to advance 3-3 into an ace match. Now, we actually know that in the ace match, we cannot have... we cannot have a laser, and we can't have ByuN, because both of those guys have already played twice in the original game. So the ace players either have to be Spirit or Geralt, or Lambo, Hearthstone, Scarlet a possibility as well. So this ace game, we know, is a little bit limited in terms of who it can be. Now, these are pre-played, so I actually have this here, and I can tell you. I can tell you the ace match is going to be Lambo against Geralt on Taito Citadel to round out this series. Alright, we'll run some ads and we'll get ready for this ace game, guys. Get this set up and ready to go, go, go. Alright, looking to get this on the way very, very soon here. Get this started up. What's up, M1478965? Thanks so much for the 8-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you for subbing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, let's go into Taito Citadel, guys. It's probably going to be our last game that we cast today. I got a little bit of admin work to do after this and stuff like that. So, the YouTube title says Kung Fu Cup. Yep, because it was Kung Fu Cup, to be fair. I mean, it's actually called... Wait, what did I actually call it on on YouTube? Maybe I didn't. I think it's called Kung Fu Cup The Rest. But, I mean, to be fair, it was that to begin with. It's just... You can consider this bonus content on YouTube because we didn't, we didn't even announce it. Yeah, YouTube titles are weird because if you change it halfway through, it kind of changes the overall name of the VOD, which is really awkward because, like, I'd rather it be called the Kung Fu Cup thing. And if you try and put too much in the YouTube title, people genuinely click on it less. So it's like one of those, like, what am I meant to do moments, you know? What am I meant to do? Anyways, Lambo and Geralt, 3-3 tied up. It's an ace match here, big one. As we get this one up and rolling, and we get this ready to go. So, get this started. Ready to begin. So we get to this one, get this ready to go, as we have ourselves Game 7 starting up, and see where Lambo and Geralt take us. Like I said, big match. So where we're at in the league for the Polish Powers, they are 1-3, already eliminated. They can't possibly get enough map score to actually come back overall in this tournament anymore. So I'm pretty sure they're out no matter. I don't know if that's true, right? Because if they, oh yeah, because their other match, yeah. So Polish Power already out. So for them, actually, there's nothing to really gain. However, for the Shopify, winning this puts them at 3-1, and then they only need one more win to be guaranteed above onside, and if they're above onside, that means playoffs guaranteed, and onside get eliminated. So that's where we are kind of at right now. If you win this as the Shopify Rebellion already, then you're already in position to basically come through and see yourself into the playoffs, because remember, they're already 3-0 against Bonkers. They only need one map win there. Like, they're so close at that point. They're going to be favorites against old War Machines as well. So at that point, like, this is probably the toughest match Shopify have left to finish off. So yeah, you're very close to just seeing them get into a very, very good position and maybe be really talking about them in playoffs already, which is really sick, because this group was not easy at the best of times. Going around that bottom side, trying to see what's up. Take a couple of moments. That's going to be seeing the pylon coming through. Next is going to get placed onto that bottom side. Get that in position. Going to be seeing the couple of queens, few lings coming through. The Overlord, the hatchery, and the spore crawler coming about. Again, that hatchery coming down on the right side. Just going to see the Stalker stepping through. From the Warp Gate coming about. Twilight Council's about halfway in. Just going to see the Oracle going to be there. A couple of Queens going to be here to obviously try and poke that back. Just going to be seeing the probes, the Twilight Council, and the gates coming in as well. Battery coming online. And again, a few drones, lings, and overlords continue to build in the Evo Chamber. Is going to be finishing very shortly as well. The Queen's just going to be there. Keep the Oracle at bay. So we hold that back for a few moments. And that Oracle is going to activate through for a couple more drones. The Queen's going to be there. Again, push the Oracle away. Just going to be having the Queen's going to fight. The Adept is going to go down. It's going to be 3 workers killed so far. And again, the melee upgrade will be building on the Evolution Chamber as the Oracle is coming back along. So Oracle just comes back over here. Blink starting. A couple extra gates in the assimilators coming through. 10 more drones in production right now. The melee upgrade continues into play. The few Zerglings gather up. We can just see the couple of Queens are going to be there to help fend this Oracle off for a few more moments. Oracle gets pushed away down the left-hand side. And again, Blink, Gate, Robo, and Forge continue to get set up. Oracle activates, going to knock a Creep Tumor down as well. It's just going to take that out nice and easily. No problems just yet. And yeah, that melee upgrade continuing by. forward just a little bit. So Oracle gets to the bottom. Again, melee upgrade halfway done. Baneling Nest, Hatchery Lair coming through. Drones and Lings producing. Got a few Adepts. It's going to shade back around. I'm going to go over to the left-hand side here initially. And +1 on that Blink continuing through. The extra gateways continuing to come up and online still. And we have our Adepts is going to try and threaten on this left side initially. Hatchery continues to build for the moment. Adepts will shade. Oracle just throws a Revelation down. Queen going to fire a few shots, and the Adepts just going to hit the Hatchery as well. And we just have ourselves the Lings actually going to get a wraparound onto these Adepts, so that's actually going to be a cleanup pretty quickly. The Oracle's obviously activated to try and help the Adepts out, so this is going to be fine. The Queen's still trying to target the Oracles to push them away. It's not bad from Lambo, because he doesn't lose many drones in this game, right? 3 drones, 22 Lings, but he's cleaned up all the Adepts. Resource loss is very similar. This is an opening you're very comfortable with here as Lambo, as he has obviously already on that melee upgrade and now going Hydra Den. Going to continue the melee upgrades though, and up against the Blink Stalkers, he'll be okay with this because the Blink Stalkers are going to struggle more so against the Lings than if this was some kind of a roach play or something akin to that. Well, those Lings gather. He's going to run through to the front. That's a full wall off here. This seems great for the Ling run bys. It's terrible once Hydras get into play, because these Hydras can just sit here out of reach of anything, and you're just losing gateways before anything else happens. So that's going to be a factor, as you just see again the Hydras coming up. Infestation Pit coming through for a few moments. +2 melee, and the Muscular Augments continue to come into play. Continue to bring that about. The Lings are going to run down over here. Stasis Ward is going to connect through, and we're just going to be seeing the Lings getting caught in that stasis already. It's going to see the rest of those Lings going to come running across, and we are going to have ourselves those Lings looking to kind of try and play wraparound. So, extra Zealots warping in, the Colossus still building, Thermal Lance still coming through. Again, that Thermal Lance already coming about. Hydra's building up, +2 melee, and the Muscular Augments coming into play as well. We just have the rest of these Lings and the Hydras recollecting back to the upper left side of the map currently. Well, we'll try and take this base. Geralt trying to get to his 4th at the moment as we bring this around. Again, +2 attack. Thermal Lance continue coming in. Again, that Colossus production continue to go. 4 extra Stalkers coming up as well. You do see those Stalkers blinking off over to that right side for a few moments, just to start things off also. Ling Hydra gathering back through. Just going to be seeing those Lings looking to head themselves over to the front. Going to take the Watchtower for a few moments here. The Stalker's looking to push upwards. The Observer providing the vision at the moment as well. And we are going to step into this. The Lings are going to go diving through. The Colossus are going to be there to hit said Zerglings. A couple Stalkers blink forward as well. And just going to chase the Ling Hydra out of here these next few moments. The Overlord is going to get caught. Just going to see that going down already. And again, a few more Stalkers warping in. A couple Stasis Wards looking to come down. We're just going to blink straight up. Spore Crawler going down. The Zerglings running forward. The Zealot's going to be there to play a bit of defense. The Spore Crawler's going to go down too. And the few Zealots are going to keep stepping into this. That Ling Hydra army looking to swing around and looking to get in position here. The Stalkers and the Colossus are going to be in a good place. There's going to be a lot of damage done by Geralt. We have Lurkers that are finishing. Boy, are they needed, because these Colossus right now are a big issue. The Colossus are the one thing Lings and Hydras do not deal with well at all. Of course, the Lurkers don't have range yet, so they don't have the max amount of reach they might have wanted against the Colossus, but you can just got to do what we can do right now. Going to be seeing this army back around over the right side, moving up to the top. This Hatchery in some trouble. It's going to get shot away at. The Overlord going down. Stalkers and the Colossus will laser beam through this, and that is going to be a couple of Lings getting knocked down as well. So Hatchery falls. The Lings are going to go down. And the extra Lurkers coming up, and we are going to be seeing the Revelation coming into this. The Lurkers, a couple of them starting to go down immediately. Just going to be seeing the Stalker and the Colossus pulling back around here. Again, the 8 extra Hydras coming through. The Lings in production. +1 missile upgrades, and the Seismic Spines continue to come about. Stalkers will shoot at that Overlord, and it will go down. I'm just going to blink forward. The Hatcher already taking some damage. Lurkers will step forward. Just going to be seeing those Lurkers getting shot at. Another Revelation coming down here. The Lurkers will get burned. Queen goes down as well. Just going to see the Stalkers and the Colossus pulling back into the center of the map. The Lings going to run back to the middle of the Watchtower. And again, we have ourselves the Lurkers, the Queens, and the Hydras continue to come up. Hydras getting them upgrades. Lambo trying to hang on in here. Storm's halfway done. The Fleet Beacon is still building. We're going to see the Colossus laser beaming through a couple more Lings. The Lurkers burrow. Hydras trying to fight. We go back and forth. The Stalkers and the Colossus continue to trade in this. It's going to be seeing the Hydras still going down. The Lurkers getting shot at. You'll be seeing this Stalker Colossus force still pressing forward. The Zealots are going to come over. Just going to jump through for a couple of units. 18 probes going down because Lambo has a massive counterattack. So this base is going down. We're base trading. If this base goes down, there's not really much else at home for Geralt at all. I mean, can we deny the Temple Archives before Storm is? And that would be massive because long-term, Storm is probably going to be an issue for you as Lambo. Yeah, probably not because, yeah, Storm is going to finish. The Storm is done. Going to get a catch on this Disruptor at least, so that should go down. The Lurk is still trying to chase some of these tech units down. We lose another hatchery. But if we can kill a lot of this army here from Lambo, how much do we care? He's obviously reset to a 2-base Zerg. Geralt is a 3-base Protoss. The Hydras are still going to try and chase across. 9 more Hydras coming up in this ace match. A couple more Colossus finishing too. These Hydras going to go down. That's going to be very expensive. We're going to drop a recall here, and one Lurker trying to reposition is not going to do much. Lurkers go down, and that is that. Lambo still has a ton of drones, but he doesn't necessarily have the bases to put them into work on. So that's going to be the awkward part of this at the moment. So Stalker pulling back over to that right side of the map. The Nexus is going to go down here. It's going to be seeing the other couple Colossus moving back through as well. And yeah, full wall off across that left-hand side. Immortals, Tempest, High Templars still building. Mothership on the way through. We have got ourselves the 3rd and 4th base continuing to come online right now. A few additional Lurkers are coming up. The Hydras are all gathering. 2 more Immortals, 2 more Archons. Tempest and the Mothership continue to come through. That Lurker's going to morph. There's going to be seen as Zealot's going to swing forward and jump in after a couple of Zerglings. And we do see the rest of this army from Geralt continuing to push out over to the left side of the map. Geralt supply obviously looking great. 133 to the 74 army. It's looking rough here for Lambo. To win a fight from this position is going to be very difficult. As yeah, the problem is obviously you lost the bases, so you've got to double expand before your economy comes back. So his drone count great, but surviving to utilize these drones difficult. I mean, maybe the Lurks can do enough for him. The issue he really needs to get through is that he's on Hive. He needs to see some Vipers probably. If he can get some Vipers and start chipping away at a couple of these tech units, that could be kind of huge. You can see this Colossus actually just going to start laser beaming onto one of these Lurkers. Oh, this base is going to go down. You just can't really fight this as Lambo, as the Zealots continue to hit this mineral line. A few more of these drones continue to drop into place. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers and the Colossus coming through. The Lurker's still firing. The hatchery is going down. And that is going to be the rest of this army continuing across. The drones continue in. The Lings are going to wrap around. A couple of these Zealots are going to go down as well. But yeah, without this base up, and obviously Geralt now has this base as well, it seems as though Geralt is going to be good to get the ace match here. As Shopify Rebellion look as though they're going to get put to 2-2. Now they're still in prime position to make playoffs because, like I say, they're going to be favored in their other 2 matches. They're already 3-0 against Bonkers. They have old War Machines to play, which I think they're very favored in as well. So I really do imagine that is going to be the case, as we just see Stalker, Colossus, Archon moving about into the center. The +3 attack, a couple Stargates coming through. That Tempest is building as well. Lings, the Lurkers, and the +2 missiles coming online. The Queen's just going to fire the Oracle, take a few more shots. Just going to see the Zealots getting to the front and just going to start charging into this here, as we are going to be having Lambo trying to hold this position some way, somehow. Like, I really don't think it's possible without the spellcasters, but I understand he can't really afford the spellcasters, right? Getting a couple Vipers right now feels very rough, and the Tempests are just going to be the nail in the coffin here by Geralt. Something that can just fight these Lurkers more efficiently from afar is really going to kind of strip away any chance of you really stepping back into this. I mean, this is the kind of fight that's going to give Lambo half a chance, maybe. These Lurkers just being able to kind of sit in a surround and do a lot of damage, you know, make a lot of trades happen. It's definitely going to help you out here. As the Ling Hydra Lurker just going to reposition. Another Storm coming down. The Queen gets picked off. A couple of Lurkers still going to be there. The Archon getting chased down as well. Again, extra Tempest continue to produce. Just going to see the Immortals coming about. Nexus dropping on their right side, 5th base. The Ling's going to get over there. Stalker just going to get blinked back from. And the rest of this coming over as well. Clots coming through. Stalkers, the Archon continue coming across. The lanes are going to go jump onto this Nexus. So this Nexus is going to be surrounded and going down. It's going to be another cancellation at least. So Lambo keeps you off of a 5th base. He's going to make a play to get down over here, man. This wall-off never got punished. Lambo just never got the chance. The issue is if you dive on this position, you're way out of position for the rest of this game, no? I mean, you can maybe make your opponent walk into you here, but I think that's honestly kind of okay for Geralt. I think he's got enough to make that happen, to be honest. So Lambo's got to do something with the army. I get it. He doesn't just want to sit back. But, you know, Kroos is getting into a better position given time. We're going to dive through. We're going to go after Tempest. That doesn't work. Cloaking and the Time Warp. The Lings may cancel the 5th base again, but we just don't have an army that can fight the Protoss army. The Lurkers are all that stands here, and if they go down, Lambo does not have the money to rebuild it. You still don't have this base. The mining is still limited, and the trades have just not been there. 30k to 18k resources lost is going to be Geralt to take down this series for the Polish power. GG. So Geralt takes it down, and is going to get the dub for the Polish power. On this one, which will reduce the Shopify Rebellion down to 2-2, with, like I say, a couple of matches to be played. All right, that's going to be it for me on stream today, guys. We'll probably get an update on the Wikipedia soon on the other results. And when I say soon, I might just scour through those replays now and just get them updated. So I'll give you guys an update on that part when I can. But that's going to be our last game for today. So I appreciate you all. I'm going to go and call it there. I'm off for the weekend. So TLDR is basically, once we get to like April the 9th, we are just streaming for like the rest of April. So the first few days of April here is a little bit quieter. Obviously, I mean, yesterday wasn't meant to be as short of a day as it was. Today was meant to be still a stream. But this weekend I'm just away. I'm back on Monday, and then, like I say, Thursday next week onwards, streams all over the place because we have Team Liquid map contest coming up, as well as a bunch of other stuff as well. So there's just going to be loads going on, basically, TLDR. There's going to be a lot happening. So, there's going to be loads of streams coming up just this week, and it's going to be a bit quieter for me. So I hope you have a good Easter weekend. Usually I try and stream across the holiday weekends and stuff because usually that's pretty good, but yeah, I've got some admin work I need to kind of focus on and stuff here and there, so I'm going to be doing some of that. And like I say, I'll be back on Monday for WardiTV Mondays. If you guys enjoyed, hit the follow button, like and subscribe, and there'll still be YouTube uploads obviously every day as well, so even if we're offline on the live streams, we'll be still having YouTube uploads, so check those out if you fancy it. And I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys later for more StarCrafts. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. 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 I don't know what that sound really was. You guys have a good one, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.